Live from Maverik Center in West Valley City, it's Utah Grizzlies Hockey. As tonight's the second of a three-game series and the second of 6 straight meetings as the Grizzlies take on the Allen Americans. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting here on a Friday night. Utah's looking for a little bit of revenge from Wednesday night where the Allen Americans picked up a 4-2 victory. In that game, Utah scored first 4:47 in as Jack Ricketts got his 7th of the year. Neil Shea and J.C. Campagna got the assist. Alan St. Crone tied it up 11:21 into the first period with Sedley and McCauley getting the assists. Game was tied at 1 after one period. Allen took a 2-1 lead as Michael Gildon got his 6th of the year with Karan and Morrison getting the assist. Utah got a shorthanded goal from Reed Webster, 3:09 in. Webster has both of Utah's shorthanded tallies this season. Aiden Hansen-Bukata picked up his 9th assist of the season. Bukata and Tyler Gratner are tied for the club lead with 9 assists each. Both teams are tied at 2 after 2 periods, and so the old saying, you win the period, you win the game, was in effect. It was the Allen Americans that got a 3-2 lead as Sedley took a shot from the right side. It bounced off of Kyle Kaiser, and Braden Watts got the rebound and put it away. That was 17:50 into the third period. Interestingly enough, 17:51 into the first period. Watts had a goal that was disallowed as Utah's net was dislodged. Colby McCauley added an empty netter at the end. That was 19:50, and McCauley had 1 goal and 1 assist. Sam Sedley had 2 assists, and the Americans came away with a 4-2 victory as they ended their 6-game losing streak. For the Grizzlies, they had 24 shots on goal. Kyle Kaiser saved 26 of 29. For the Grizzlies, Danny Geneev's 5-game point scoring streak came to an end. Geneev leads Utah with 57 shots on goal this season. He led Utah with 4 shots on Wednesday night. So Utah's looking for a little bit of revenge, and they certainly want to play like they have on the road this year. Utah is 6-3-1 away from Maverik Center. However, they are just 1-4-1 through 6 home games here at home. It'll be interesting to see if Utah's power play can get something generated. Both clubs are 0 for 3 on the power play on Wednesday night. Utah's has a power play goal in 9 of their last 10 games. They're 19.4% on the power play, but Allen has one of the best penalty kill units in the league at 88.7%. So see if the Grizzlies can get a little bit of revenge. It's their 8th game in the month of November. They are currently 4-3-1 in the month, and they're taking on an Allen Americans team that just came off a 6-game losing streak. Allen has a record of 5-6-3, and the Grizzlies are 7-7-2. If you're in the West Valley area, come on out and join us. We've got some good seats available, and it looks like we've got the scene set for a pretty good night of hockey. It's going to be Dylan Wells in net for the Grizzlies. He'll be going up against his former team. He played with Allen last year. And for the Americans, it's going to be Marco Costantini for the 2nd straight game. Costantini last night on Wednesday night, saved 22 of 24. His record is 4-4-3 on the season. Well, there's been a lot of outstanding rookies for the Grizzlies this year, and we'll talk about them on the other side as we're in business on a Friday night, and you're listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in, and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting here on a Friday night. Utah's looking to become a better than 500 club. They are 7-7-2 on the year. They've had some outstanding performances from first-year pros. Danny Geneev's been outstanding. He's 2nd among all league rookies with 57 shots on goal, and he's tied for 6th among league rookies with 12 points, 5 goals, and 7 assists. On Wednesday night, he ended a 5-game point scoring streak, but he's looking to build a new streak here this evening. Jack Ricketts has been outstanding for the Grizzlies as of late. He is tied for third among league rookies with 7 goals, and he's tied for sixth with 12 points. 7 goals and 5 assists. He is third among league rookies with a 25% shooting percentage. He has 7 for 28 on the year. And how about Ricketts over the last 4 games? He has 7 points, 3 goals, and 4 assists in his last 4 games. Remember, he had the outstanding 4-point performance against the Tulsa Oilers on Saturday, November 22nd, as he had 1 goal and 3 assists. He contributed to all of Utah's first 4 goals in the 5-4 victory. Christoph Filion, a first-year pro, scored the game winner, 8:40 into the third period. How about Aiden Hansen-Bukati? He's been outstanding on the blue line for Utah. He is tied for the league lead among rookies with 5 power play assists. He's tied for 4th among all league rookies with 5 power play points. Right now, Aiden Hansen-Bukata is tied with the captain, Tyler Gratton, as both guys have 9 assists on the season. How about Gratton? He's had an outstanding November. He has a point in 6 of his 8 games in November. He has 8 points in the month, 3 goals and 5 assists, and he's just been outstanding for the Grizzlies. He's been a strong team leader, and he's done a really good job, as obviously this team's got a ton of rookies. Sage Weinstein certainly come into his own. He's a +3 in his last 4 games. Weinstein, a 20-year-old rookie. And Reed Lepser's in his second year as a pro, but he leads Utah with 8 goals this season. How about John Gillette? He's had a strong rookie campaign. He has 13 shots on goal in his last 4 games. And Christoph Filion, who was just signed by the Grizzlies last week, scored his first professional goal last Saturday. It turned out to be the game winner, 8:40 into the third period. Filion's got a lot of speed. It's really for the Grizzlies. It's been a lot of youth that's gotten the job done for Utah. Colby Enns will be in the Grizzlies lineup tonight. He's a +3 to lead all Grizzly defensemen. You think about Evan Friesen, a guy who's in his first full season as a pro. He got his feet wet at the end of last season with Utah. He's got 2 goals and 3 assists so far this season. I got a feeling Friesen's just going to continue to get better and better as the year progresses. You think about Genev, he's been one of the best rookies of the year, the Penn State product. Christian Felton is currently listed as a rookie. He did play in pro hockey last year. He played in 13 games with Kalamazoo and 7 with the AHL's Abbotsford Canucks, but he didn't play the 25 games that were needed to not be counted as a rookie this season. So Felton, assuming he does some things statistically, will be in the running for the all-rookie team and so on and so forth, and he's been a pretty strong first-year pro. One roster addition for the Grizzlies. He's been on the roster all year, but Maxim Barbashev is going to make his Grizzlies debut. Barbashev is 6'1" and 188 pounds. He played last season with the Bloomington Bison. Barbashev last year is a strong performer. If I remember right, he played against the Grizzlies when they were there in Bloomington towards the middle of last season. Barbashev in 36 games with Bloomington had 3 goals and 5 assists. He also appeared in 6 games with the AHL's Hartford Wolfpack. He had 1 goal and 1 assist in 6 games. He was a 5th-round pick in the 2022 draft by the New York Rangers. He's going to be making his Grizzlies debut tonight, and he will be wearing number 92. When we come back to the Grizzlies pregame report, we'll go over the lineups for both teams. We're in business on a Friday night, and you're listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe that you should get more from less. Like exclusive tires we design ourselves means more tires made for the roads that you drive, less compromise. And we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. It's more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. And our 60-day satisfaction guarantee means you'll be way more satisfied and way less stressed. For all this and more, you get more from less.
It's going to be a ton of fun tonight as the Grizzlies take on the Allen Americans for the second time this season. Allen got a 4-2 victory last night. These teams will meet 10 times during the regular season. It's interesting. This is the second game of a stretch where they play 6 straight times. 3 here at Maverik Center, with this being the second of the 3. And then 3 games next week over at Credit Union of Texas Event Center. They play Wednesday, December 3rd at 9:30 in the morning, Friday, December 5th at 6:10, and then Saturday, December 6th. That's also going to be a 6:10 Mountain Time Zone start. Utah is 40, 33, and 12 all time against the Americans. Let's go over the lineups for both teams. First, for the visiting Allen Americans, who are led by longtime head coach Steve Martinson, who's starting his second stint as Allen Americans head coach. He's a multi-time championship winner with the Allen Americans, and he's a former NHL player. Matt Register, the future Hall of Fame player, is pretty much an assistant coach right now. He will be behind the bench helping out with Steve Martinson tonight. Getting the start in net's going to be Marco Costantini. This will be his 12th game this season. He's got a record of 4-4-3 with a 2.81 goals against average and .920 save percentage. Costantini is 6'2" and 185 pounds. David Tendek is the backup. The Americans are going to go with 11 forwards and 7 defensemen tonight. Trevor Ladon was recently signed by the Americans, and he's going to make his 2025-26 Allen debut. Ladon played with the Wheeling Nailers and was recently cut, and Allen signs him. It's his second stint as an American. He is 6'1" and 205 pounds. He will be one of 7 defensemen for Steve Martinson. The starting defensive pairing for Allen includes Andre Anania, who was a plus performer on Wednesday night. Anania was a +4 and had 4 shots on goal for the Americans. Anania will be paired up with Sam Sedley, who had 2 assists last on Wednesday night. He has 7 assists in 14 games. Sedley's in his second season as a pro. He played last year with Reading and the AHL's Lehigh Valley Phantoms. So that's the starting defensive pairing. It's going to be Anania, and it looks like Sedley's going to be on that same defensive pairing, but Quinn Warmoth is actually going to get the start. Warmoth has 2 assists in 13 games. Warmoth and Anania are going to get the start, although Anania will be playing quite a bit with Sam Sedley this evening. We also see Jackson Decker paired up most of the night with Quinn Warmoth on that second defensive pairing. Third defensive pairing is Braden Simmons-Fisher, who is scoreless in 12 games. Fisher's got outstanding size at 6'7" and 225 pounds. And he'll be paired up with Marco Costantini's twin brother, Anthony Costantini. Both the Costantini twins were born on August 4th, 2002 in Hamilton, Ontario. Costantini's in his 3rd season as a pro. He played the last 2 years, mostly with the Tulsa Oilers. So that's the 7th defenseman for Allen, with Warmoth and Anania getting the start. The starting forward line for Allen includes Colton Hargrove, who's back after serving a 2-game suspension. Hargrove has 1 goal and 2 assists in 12 games, but he was outstanding in a previous year with Allen. In the 2022-23 season, he had 39 goals and 46 assists in just 64 games. He also had 100 penalty minutes, and he was a clutch performer for Allen in the 2023 Kelly Cup playoffs. He had 6 goals and 3 assists in 11 games. So Hargrove a little bit slow to start this season, but he's back in there after serving a 2-game suspension. He's going to be in there with the 2022-23 league MVP, Hank Chrome, who has 3 goals and 6 assists in 14 games. He scored a first-period goal for Allen on Wednesday night. And Colby McCauley is also going to be in the starting lineup. He has 1 goal and 1 assist in 7 games. McCauley this is more than a second stint with the Americans. It's the 7th year total that he's played with Allen last season. He was overseas 2 years ago with the Americans. McCauley had 25 goals and 38 assists in 68 games. So the Allen forward line to start things out is Hargrove, Crone, and McCauley. We will also see the forward line of Brad Morrison with Michael Gildon and Thomas Caron. The third forward line is going to be Spencer Asachuk with Braden Watts, Wednesday night's hero. Watts led Allen with 53 points last season. And Harrison Blaisdell is also going to be in there, as well as Chase Maxwell and Troy Murray. Murray normally a defenseman, but he's acting as a forward for the Americans tonight. And now the lineup for the homestanding Utah Grizzlies, who have a record of 7-7-2. They are 1-4-1 here on the Maverik Center ice. Getting the start in net will be Dylan Wells, a former Allen American. Wells was with the Americans last season, and he had a pretty decent stat line considering that Allen did struggle in the win-loss column. They struggled defensively last year, but with the Americans, he had a record of 7-9-3 with an 896 save percentage and 3.80 goals against average. But remember, Allen did struggle on the defensive side of things. Wells is a former fifth round draft pick by the Edmonton Oilers back in 2016. The backup goaltender tonight is Kyle Kaiser. Starting defensive pairing for the Grizzlies is going to be Luke Salem, who has 4 assists in 15 games. And he's going to be paired up with Connor Kelly, who is in his 6th game as a Grizzly. Kelly played his college hockey at University of Minnesota Duluth and the University of Providence. So that's going to be the third forward line on John Mechanic's lineup sheet, but it is the defensive pairing that's going to get the start, Salem and Kelly. You also see Sage Weinstein paired up with Christian Felton, and Aiden Hansen-Bukata, who has 9 assists this year. He's going to be lined up with Colby Enns, who's a +3 on the season. Enns is pretty good size at 6'2" and 201 pounds. The defensive scratches for the Grizzlies tonight include Avery Winslow and Noah Gansky. Both guys have an upper body injury. Kabori Dunn is also a scratch. He has yet to play with the Grizzlies. He was just acquired a couple days ago. He was a free agent. He spent 7 games earlier this year with the Worcester Railers. So Salem and Kelly are going to be the starting defensive pairing. Starting forwards for the Grizzlies includes Luke Manning, who has 1 goal and 5 assists in 16 games. Reed Lubster leads the Grizzlies with 8 goals in 16 games. He's got 2 shorthanded goals. He's also going to be in the starting lineup, as well as Tyler Gratton, who leads the Grizzlies with 13 points this year. It's 13 points in 16 games. Grizzlies making a little bit of a late appearance as the Flames come firing off as the Grizzlies take the ice. Grisby's waving the flag. Looks like Grisby's lost a little bit of weight. So Gratton, Manning, and Lubster are the top forward line. They're going to get the start for Utah this evening. Neil Shea is going to be lined up with Jack Ricketts and Maxime Barbashev, who's going to be making his Grizzlies debut. Barbashev is 6'1" and 188 pounds. He spent most of last season with the Bloomington Bison. He also spent 6 games with the Hartford Wolfpack. Danny Geneva is going to be lined up with Griffin Ness and Stepan Timofeyev. And the fourth forward line is going to be John Gillette with Evan Friesen and Christoph Fillion. Let's get the starting lineups from public address announcer Mark Larson.
First up, it's our MVP, the most valuable bear, Grisby. Starting on defense, wearing number 6, Luke Salem. On defense, wearing number 74, Connor Kelly. At forward, wearing number 16, Luke Manning. At forward, wearing number 23, Reed Lubster. At forward, wearing number 59, Tyler Gratton. And protecting our goal tonight, wearing number 32, Dylan Wells.
So that's the starting lineup for the Grizzlies. However, it looks like Danny Geneva is in the starting lineup. We do not see Tyler Gratton out there, so we don't know what's happened or if Gratton isn't able to play or whatever the case may be, but it looks like Danny Geneva is in the starting lineup. We do not see Tyler Gratton on the ice. So hopefully Gratton's okay, but we'll have to keep an eye on that to see if he's in there for the Grizzlies. As Gratton is listed as a starter, but it's Danny Geneva that looks like he's out there in place of Tyler Gratton. It looks like we got a pretty good Friday night crowd here at Maverik Center. Fans are still filing in. And now we'll stand and pause for our national anthem here on a Friday night. It looks like we got a color guard first.
Now, please rise and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem, performed tonight by Thunder Sack Band.
It's a great night for hockey as two big standings points are on the line as the Utah Grizzlies take on the Allen Americans in the second of a three-game series. We'll see if we can get an update. Tyler Gratton was listed in the starting lineup. However, he's not on the ice, and it looks like he's not even on the bench. We're not sure what happened, but Tyler Gratton, the Grizzlies captain, appears to be a late scratch, so much so that he was listed as a starter, but it looks like it's Danny Genev going to get the start. He's going to be out there with Manning and Lebster and a defensive pairing of Luke Salem and Connor Kelly. One of the big themes that both teams had coming into the season is they wanted to be stronger and better on the defensive side of things. They've certainly done that. These were the two worst defensive teams last season. They've certainly picked it up this year. Getting the start in net for Utah is going to be Dylan Wells. Last year he was with the Allen Americans and had 7 victories on the season. Wells has a record of 3-3-2 with 1 shutout. He has a 3.40 goals against average and .895 save percentage. On the other side for Allen, it's going to be Marco Costantini and net. He's got a record of 4-4-3 and a .920 save percentage. Manning will take the opening draw against Colton Hargrove, who's back after serving a 2-game suspension. And we'll see if we can find a way to get some word as to what happened to Tyler Gratton as he's not in there for the Grizzlies tonight. A very late scratch. Allen wins the draw, and we're underway as Grizzlies are rolling with 17 skaters with Gratton out of the lineup. 11 forwards and 6 defensemen. Allen back deep in their own zone. Long-range feed towards Hargrove. Glances off a Kelly stick. As Reed Lebster gets the puck, he leads Utah with 8 goals this season. He blows a tire over in the far corner on the fresh sheet of ice. Kelly will loft it up but not out. Hargrove in the offensive zone. He'll bounce off the backboards. Hank Crone falls down. Boy, the ice surface must be a little bit tricky here to start things. Normally great skaters are falling down with ease. Lebster crosses center ice and he'll drive it in as Anania gets hit in the back by Lebster. As the Americans try to brush it ahead, McCauley swung and missed. As Manning gets the puck on the left side, he'll bounce it in deep off the U of U sign behind Marco Costantini's net. The University of Utah got a win on the football field against Kansas earlier today. As Grizzlies towards the right circle, Felton glances off an Allen stick, and Warmoth clears it back to center ice. Jack Ricketts over the offense line, drops it for Shea, left circle. He takes lefty shot, and that's blocked by Warmoth's stick. And now the puck is brushed back towards Shea. He's in the left corner. Shea skates around Allen's net towards the far side. Now he's on the right side. Lefty shot. Saved by Costantini. Rebound goes towards the left circle. Ricketts brushes it towards the corner. From one corner to the other, Maxime Barbashev in his first shift as a Grizzly. He collides with an Allen player. Barbashev, a former draft pick of the New York Rangers in 2022. Weinstein will push it back towards the near wing boards. Grizzlies skate from right to left as we see it from high atop section 114. Grizzlies reset at center ice. Barbashev's got good size. He'll skate off the ice after a pretty good first shift. Aiden Hansen-Bukata back deep in his own zones out there with Weinstein and a forward line of Ness, Timofeyev, and Danny Genev. Genev's going to have to play a few extra minutes if Tyler Gratton is indeed out of the Grizzlies lineup. Unfortunately, nobody thought of me enough to let me know that Gratton's not in there. Hopefully we'll get an update soon as Genev gets to center ice and he'll drive it in. It'll be the first time this season that Gratton has missed a game. Out towards center ice, Braden Watts has a glance off his stick. Genev skates in, but he gets taken down by Braden Simmons Fisher, the son of Yuri Fisher, the former Detroit Red Wing. And Spencer Asachuk will drive it in. Watch out for Asachuk in the face-off circle. He's been with Allen for just about a decade. Riding the puck down is Hansen-Bukata. He'll get it towards the left side. Now back to Bukata, who's behind Utah's net as we play 2:20. And there's still no score. Grizzlies have the lone shot. Aiden Hansen-Bukata to center ice over to Timofeyev over the offensive line. Timofeyev gets hit by Simmons Fisher. Allen comes back the other way. Morrison over to Karan off his stick. He was in the area of Evan Friesen. Puck at center ice, and Timofeyev will tap it off the near wing boards. Allen drives one out towards center ice, and Morrison will pitchfork it in. Wells behind his net wearing number 32. He'll brush the puck along the near wing boards. And it's taken back by Michael Gildon, who will skate towards the corner. He gets challenged by the mustached Luke Salem. As Allen's Thomas Karan, he played with Idaho last year. He'll push it back towards Morrison, who lets it go to the left corner. As Christoph Filion gets hit in the back. We played 3 minutes, still no score. And I'm not sure we've had a whistle yet. And if we've had a whistle, it's just been one. Marco Costantini gets up top. Lefty shot. And that one's saved by Wells. That shot was taken by Thomas Karan. Wells holds on as we get our first whistle. 3 minutes and 9 seconds into the game as both teams have one shot. Who's your pick to click? Who's going to be the player of the game for the Grizzlies tonight? I guess we can cross Tyler Gratton off the list. He is a very late scratch. Unfortunately, they didn't think enough of us to tell us why he's not in the lineup. But who's your pick? I'm going to go with Danny Genev, the rookie out of Penn State. As Luke Manning will take the draw against Colton Hargrove. Same two that took the opening face-off. Draws one by Allen. They get it up top. As Anthony Costantini gets held up. Hargrove on the right side tried to bounce one towards Costantini. It's taken away by Ness. Ness tried to move it to center ice, but Manning was skating along the near wing. Allen gets it back in. Weinstein tried to cycle, but it's taken quickly by Hargrove, who was outstanding in the 2022-23 season. Costantini right side, feathers one out in front. Puck wobbles, and it's taken by Ness, who will clear it all the way out. Linesman Tyler Keston raises his right arm, and the other linesman Craig Peterson raises his right arm as well. Icing on Utah with 16:22 left in the first. Referee tonight is Chaz Noche. He's got the number 33 in the back of his referee jersey, if you will. We mentioned Peterson and Kestner to the linesmen. We'll watch the shot count closely. It's certainly intriguing when the Grizzlies play, as Grizzlies have been about even in the shot category, both for and against in a lot of games. Allen averages 31.1 shots per game, but they allow 36.6. Allen over the offensive line. Hank Chrome will wheel it around the boards. Puck goes towards Sedley. Sedley gets pushed by Lebster. Puck goes up top. Costantini, right side, will take a righty shot, and that's sticked away by Ness. Reed Lebster gets the puck. Lebster dangling back and forth. He gets new tries, crosses center, and he'll skip it in as the Grizzlies make a full line change. As Sedley gets the puck, he's deep in his own zone. 15:45 on a moving clock, first period, just getting underway. So grab some chips and dip in a beverage of your choice and enjoy part of Friday with us. Grizzlies towards new tries. Barbashev gets it tapped away by Warmoth as the Americans back deep in their own zone. Warmoth's been active early on in this game. He's a -2 and has 2 assists. He's 6'4", 219 pounds. Allen dumps it in. They're one of the bigger teams in the league. Up top, Warmoth fires a righty shot. It gets redirected twice. and Troy Murray is trying to locate it. Jack Ricketts, the other number 28, gets it. Ricketts tapping off the far wing boards. He gets it back. He's in the far goal line. He'll take a lefty shot, and that one's blocked away. Hit the side of the net. Costantini might have gotten a piece of it. They did give Ricketts a shot. Utah's up to 2 here so far tonight. We played about 5 minutes. Utah's out shooting Allen 2-1. We're still looking for the game's first goal. Rink wide feed angle left. Goes off a Ricketts stick. He'll race off the ice. Salem is out there with Connor Kelly. As the puck towards the right corner deep in the Allen zone. Now Timofeyev gets it. He'll drop it off. Ness righty shot. Saved by Costantini. And he holds on. Well, a good pass by Timofeyev. Just kind of dropped it to the middle of the ice. Ness was on a bit of a drive-by. He had plenty of momentum. But Costantini was able to make the stop. Marco Costantini's off to a pretty good start this season. And as we mentioned, one of the big themes that both teams had coming into this year was improving the defensive units. And both teams, you can just tell by the way that they play, that Steve Martinson, the Allen head coach, and John Mechanic, the Grizzlies head coach, and Ryan Anderson, the assistant, they've both been focusing quite a bit on the defensive side of the ice. Allen gets the puck as a race towards neutral ice. Asachuk off the near wing boards. No backhanded in. Asachuk's a big guy at 6'6" and 230 pounds. Wells throws it towards the right side. He was a teammate with a handful of Americans last season, as Allen did switch up the roster quite a bit for this season. Both clubs looking for improvements from last year. 2-on-2 scrum over in the corner. Now Kelly joins the play, puts some lumber to an American. 14-18 on a moving clock first period. Now Kelly drives an American towards the boards. Ness holds his ground. Salem trying to yank the puck out of the pile as the rugby-type scrum continues. Now out of the pile, puck goes up top. Simmons Fisher fires the siren pass to Asachuk. Asachuk slides out in front, shot and a score. As an American was falling down, they got the pass from Asachuk and connected. That's one of the best plays you'll see in the league all week. Harrison Blaisdell gets his 4th goal on the year as Asachuk just curled it out in front, and as Blaisdell is falling down, he was able to fire it past the goal line. You're watching on Flow Sports. Look at this pass from Asachuk. Very patient. Wells kind of left his stick a little bit off the ice and just slid it to Blaisdell, and Salem was nearby. Salem knocked down Blaisdell, but Blaisdell was able to slide it in. So Allen leads 1-0. Blaisdell, a former 5th-round draft pick by the Winnipeg Jets back in 2019. It's his 4th goal of the year. Interestingly enough, that matches last season's total. He had 4 goals in 50 games. He already has 4 goals for Allen, and this is 15th game of the season. So the Americans lead 1-0, even though the Grizzlies have outshot Allen 3-2. Allen gets it in deep as it ricochets off Utah's backboard. Christian Felton gets the puck as Felton will move it out to center. Actually, he'll keep the puck and he'll throw it towards the near wing boards at the Allen line. Friesen backhands it in. Allen will ice the puck. Wells raises his arm, and so does the 2 linesmen. Blaisdell's goal was scored exactly 6 minutes into the first period, with Braden Simmons Fisher and Spencer Asachuk getting the assists. Well, you just tell the experience of Asachuk and the decades plus worth of knowledge, and he knew that he just had to be patient. He got Wells off balance, and then Wells just kind of had his stick lifted just enough to where Asachuk was able to slide it under Wells' stick, and the only question was whether Blaisdell was going to get the pass and fire it towards the goal line. He got it while he was falling down. So the Americans lead 1-0 as Utah back to center ice. It's taken by Sedley. He'll nudge it ahead. The Americans over the offensive line. Thomas Cron trying to pitch it towards the corner. It's taken away by Hanson Bukata. As the Grizzlies out towards center ice, Timofeyev will wobble it in. He chases after. He collides with Sedley. As Sedley back around, and Utah takes away. Manning's lefty shot on a centering pass saved by Costantini. He holds on. Well, he played exactly 7 minutes. Harrison Blaisdell gets his 4th of the year from Asachuk and Simmons Fisher. And let's see if we have a timeout. The light is on. It looks like we do have a timeout. Allen leads 1-0. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Well, we played exactly 7 minutes here at Maverik Center, and the Americans lead 1-0 as Harrison Blaisdell got his 4th of the year from Asachuk and Braden Simmons-Fisher. We still haven't gotten any word as to what happened to the captain, Tyler Gratton. It must have been a very, very late scratch, as Gratton was listed as a starter, but for some reason he's not out there. So the Grizzlies are switching up the forward lines a little bit. Timo Fav's out there with Manning and Lebster. This would be the line that Gratton would be on. We're skating 5-on-5. Utah wins the draw. Kelly tried to move it towards the corner. Allen sticked it back to center ice. Lebster will float it back in as Anania delivered a blow on Timo Fav as he was skating after a loose puck in the right corner. As Barbashev gets the puck wearing number 92 in his Grizzlies debut, he gets knocked down by Colby McCauley, the other 92, as Hank Crone will slide it deep into the Grizzlies zone. And no icing on the play as Luke Salem gets the loose puck. He'll skate around Wells' net. He loses control of it. McCauley skates to the right side. He'll take a lefty shot. Saved by Wells. Rebound goes towards the left wing boards. Utah skating from right to left here in the first period. Wells will nudge it towards his left, towards the right side, as Barbashev will kick it back towards Weinstein. Weinstein rink wide feed off the near boards. Jay gets ahead. Blue line to blue line pass off of Barbashev's stick. It goes deep into the Allen zone. Shea in the area. Yeah, so is Blaisdell, the goal scorer. Taking the puck as Simmons-Fisher. He skates around Allen's net to the far side. He'll tap it off the glass. Barbashev comes off. The Grizzlies are going to be switching up forwards a decent amount. Long-range feed connects. Allen skates towards the right side. Lefty shot and a score. And that's Chase Maxwell getting his first of the year. And it's now a 2-0 game. Long-range feed, blue line to blue line connected to Maxwell. And Chase Maxwell saved that puck. It's his first as a pro. Skated towards the right circle and just fired it under the right arm of Dylan Wells. Maxwell, a first-year pro, played at SUNY Brockport. He had 19 goals in 3 years at Brockport. And I'm not sure if they got the puck for him. It is his first pro goal as he makes it a 2-0 game. 2 goals on 3 shots for the Americans. Unless I had it wrong, and maybe it was Blaisdell. We'll get the check from the off-ice officials. It's either Maxwell or Blaisdell, 18 or 19. Grizzlies have the puck, though, cross center ice. And it is Harrison Blaisdell. And we definitely apologize for that. We get about 2 hours of sleep a night these days. Hanson Buchanan, left side, his shot goes wide. So forget what we said about Maxwell's first pro goal. We apologize to the Maxwell family. It was Harrison Blaisdell, who's currently on hat trick watch. He has both of the American goals. Warmoth and Simmons-Fisher with the assist. Simmons-Fisher has 2 assists on the evening. Allen with the rink wide feed. It goes behind Blaisdell. Not to be confused with Maxwell. Icing's on Allen with 11:06 left in the first. So Blaisdell, you talk about a guy that's a former 5th-round pick by Winnipeg. Last year had 4 goals in 50 games for the Americans. He's already surpassed that with 5 goals. And this is just his 15th game with Allen. Blaisdell played 2 years at the University of North Dakota and 3 seasons at the University of New Hampshire. He had 11 goals his last season at New Hampshire in 32 games. So it looks like we get a penalty, and there's 11:06 left in the first. So it looked like maybe a face-off violation. As going to the box is Braden Simmons-Fisher. He wouldn't be the guy taking the face-off, but he's in the penalty box. So Simmons-Fisher, he puts his palm in the air. He gets a delay of game. Maybe a face-off violation of some kind. 8:54 into the contest. So see if Utah's power play can get on the board. They're 19.4% on the power play. They have a power play goal in 9 of their last 10 games. Allen's penalty kill is 88.7%. It's Harrison Blaisdell 2 and the Utah Grizzlies nothing. Utah wins the draw. Hanson Buchanan gets it in the left point as he drops it off for Manning. As Utah gets it, trying to get back up top to Webster. It's taken away, and Allen will dump it in. Braden Watts will throw it towards the Grizzlies zone. Hanson Bukata gets it from Manning. Manning and Cher wearing the A's on their sweater. Tyler Gratton, the Grizzlies captain, we still have no word as to why he's out of the lineup. He was actually listed as a starter, but he's not playing tonight. Webster wings it around the boards. It hits the stanchion behind Costantini's net. Up top, Hanson Bukata moves to the right side for Webster. Webster dangling back and forth, gets towards Ricketts. Back up top to Hanson Bukata. Across to Shea left wing. Shea back up top to Hanson Bukata. He'll move it back to his right as Webster gets towards Manning. Manning with a lefty shot, and it's blocked away. He might have been back checked by Anania. Puck back towards the right side. Webster gets towards Manning. Manning feeds up top to Hanson Bukata, who has 5 power play assists on the season. He tapped off a cross stick. Hanson Bukata miraculously was able to keep it in. Utah fires it across. Ricochets off the left corner boards. And the Americans will fire it all the way towards Wells. It slides along the near wing wall. We're halfway through the first period. It's Harrison Blaisdell 2 and the Utah Grizzlies nothing. Blaisdell scored both of Allen's goals exactly 6 minutes into the first period and 8:11 in. Braden Simmons-Fisher has 2 assists. He's currently in the penalty box. Utah crosses center ice, and Ness will whip it around the boards. Timofeyev backhands it towards the corner, and the Americans come up with it. Allen gets it towards center ice. McCauley dancing around. He'll pitch it back into his own zone. Jackson Decker feeds it across to Anthony Costantini, and he'll helicopter it all the way deep in the Grizzlies zone. Utah's looking for something to change the momentum. 12 seconds left in their first power play as Felton moves to his right. Grizzlies are over the offensive line. They'll slide it back to Genev. Danny Genev crosses center ice, gets around one Allen American. He'll drop it as the Grizzlies are all in the offensive zone. Felton fires a righty shot, saved by Costantini. Now the puck goes pinballing off a couple sticks as Felton drops it off. Genev fires towards the net, gets redirected by a stick and slides towards Costantini, who covers up. He stops play with 8:55 left in the first period. So Grizzlies might have gotten 1 or 2 shots on that power play. Luke Manning had a good look there at the right goal line. Bounced one off of Costantini. There's the redirection. He's bounced off of Anania and rolls towards Costantini. Allen has lost 6 of their last 7 games, but officially they are 1-4-2 in their last 7. For the Grizzlies, it's their 8th game in the month of November. They are 4-3-1 in the month. And so that would make it their 9th game in November. They've completed 8 games. As Salem towards the far corner. He gets the puck, he'll slide it ahead. And it drifted back towards Salem. It's redirected by Colton Hargrove. Crone one-hands it in. And Crone apparently didn't get a piece of it as icing is on the Americans. So Crone, as he was along the near board, just tried to shovel it ahead and didn't get a piece of it, according to the linesman. 8:36 is left in the first period. We'll see if the Grizzlies can provide some offense here. Utah has scored first in about half of their games this season. When the opposition has scored first, the Grizzlies are 3-5-1, and that's the scenario they have here through 11 and a half minutes of play. Puck goes back to the left point. Salem gets some lumber up top by McCauley. Now McCauley pushes Filion. Colby McCauley not making too many friends here on the Maverik Center ice. Filion, right side. He'll dump it in and chase after it. Filion's got good speed. He gets belted by Anania as Barbashev tried to get Gillette out in front of him, sticked away by Quinn Warmoth. Warmoth's got 1 assist this evening. It's McCauley will nudge it ahead. The Americans cross center ice. Hank Crone slides one across. Hargrove gets it off the wall. Hargrove tried to center it, but it's kicked away by Connor Kelly. Kelly's in his 6th game as a Grizzly. Played at Providence and Minnesota Duluth. As Grizzlies throw it towards the left point. Salem's in the area. Everybody's hacking away. As Gillette continues his battle. As puck just stays along the boards. Allen will lift it towards the left corner. Hanson Bukata gets it towards Colby Ends. Gillette will tap it ahead. And racing after the puck is Trevor Ladon, who's starting his 2nd stint as an American. He got waived by Wheeling near recently. Sedley dumps it in. Has to check behind the net. He gets knifed away by a Grizzly. Chasing after it's Manning. Manning will float it out to center ice. It goes out of play into the front row of section 114. 7 minutes, 17 seconds left in the first. Is going to be delay of game on Manning. I did it tap off the glass. Draw is going to be in the Grizzlies zone. And it looks like, according to the Well, let's see what the referee skating towards center ice. I believe delay of game is going to get called. Manning gave a fan a souvenir in row 1 of section 114. And so Allen gets their first power play of the night. Americans are 13.2% on the power play this year. Utah's penalty kill is 80.8%. I thought Manning was the one that lifted it out of play, but they've got Timofeyev in the box. I think they got the wrong guy. And it's possible that the puck lifted off the glass. If not, it lifted off a Sedley stick. They got the wrong guy in the box. Unless I'm mistaken, it should be Manning in the box, and instead it's Timofeyev. Manning will take the draw. Grizzlies aren't going to complain too much, but it's Allen that wins the faceoff. An American gets his stick broken. That's going to be a penalty on Utah. Or is it? Slashing's going to be the call. Thomas Caron had his stick break. And let's see who goes to the box. Is it a Grizzly or is it an American? It's going to be a slashing call on Reed Webster. So it's going to be a 5-on-3 power play for Allen for 1 minute and 53 seconds. As right off the draw, and that was kind of an easy call to make, as it looked like he got the front of Caron's stick and then tried to lift his stick, and then his stick broke. And because the stick broke, that's where the penalty, it's kind of easy to get the penalty bought if the stick breaks. An easy one for Chaz Noche to make. Well, it's a critical penalty kill early in the game. 2-0 Allen. Americans win the draw. Watts gets towards Hargrove, back to Watts. He'll feed it to the left goal line. Dangling back for Sedley, back to Watts, over to Hargrove. One-timer, and he scores. Hargrove gets his second goal of the year. It was a 5-on-3 power play goal, and the Americans take a 3-0 lead. And with that, it looks like Kyle Kaiser's taking off the dad hat, and we're going to get a goaltender change. 3 goals on 5 shots. Now we'll do it for Dylan Wells as Kyle Kaiser is going to enter the action. Kaiser has a record of 3-1 this season with a .948 save percentage. So 3 goals on 4 shots, maybe 5. And Kaiser's now entered the game. Hargrove with the 5-on-3 power play goal that was scored 11:02 in. Braden Watts right now is listed with the lone assist. So Kyle Kaiser stretches in the crease. Kaiser on Wednesday night saved 26 of 29. The 4-2 loss. Kaiser has saved 121 of 128 so far as a Grizzly. So it's still a 5-on-4 power play, and the Americans have a 3-0 lead, 3 goals on 4 shots. Allen steps over the offensive line as the Americans, Thomas Caron, who gets to the right side, now back up top, Sedley over to Watts on the right point. Back up top to Sedley, who dances around back towards Watts. Watts up top to Sedley. Sedley dangles back and forth. Now he'll get it towards the right side for Gildon, or left side. Now Watts, one-timer, kicked away by Kaiser. Sedley moves it ahead. Gildon lets it go past him. As Utah gets the puck towards the far circle. Taking the puck is Jack Ricketts. He'll race across center ice. Ricketts trying to split a double team across the center ice, and they'll dump it in as the puck goes towards the right corner. 1:05 left in Allen's power play. Americans lead 3-0. As Allen will cross center ice, Watts dumps it in and chases after it. Watts led Allen with 53 points last season. As Americans dance back and forth, they throw it to the middle of the ice. Grizzlies get and clear it out. Constantini back in front of his crease. Second of 6 straight meetings between these clubs. Anania will drive it back towards Hargrove. Hargrove with the 5-on-3 power play goal. He was outstanding for Allen during the 2022-23 season, where they had 4 players in particular who were just unbelievable. Hargrove down the middle of the ice, 20 seconds left in the power play, or make that 28 seconds. Allen towards the left corner. They'll spin it around the wall. McCauley in the area along with Hargrove. Referee Chaz Noche trying to jump out of the way. Enns gets the puck, and he'll slide it all the way towards Costantini. 12 seconds left in the 5-on-4. Grizzlies looking for their second home victory of the season. They've certainly got some work to do. Out towards center ice, Manning takes it away from Hargrove. Webster's out of the box. Utah's back at full strength as Felton sells one over. Webster stick and goes all the way down for an icing. 5 minutes, Clock should stop, but the clock keeps running. There's a little over 5 minutes left in the first period. So Kaiser's in net for Wells. Grizzlies have outshot the Americans 7-4. We mentioned Hargrove during the 2022-23 season. He had 39 goals in 64 games. So draws game over in the left circle. Manning will take the face-off against Harrison Blaisdell. Maxwell is on the ice. Now, Maxwell, trying to make an excuse for myself, but his jersey's a little bit folded up. I had thought that it was Maxwell that scored the goal, but it was Blaisdell that made it a 2-0 game. As Blaisdell scored exactly 6 minutes in, then he scored once again from the right side 2 minutes, 11 seconds later. Puck slides back into the Allen zone. As the Americans run it down, Grizzlies will make a full line change. As the Americans affiliated with the Ottawa Senators get ahead to Blaisdell, a glance off of his stick, and it goes deep into the Grizzlies zone. Weinstein runs it down. He gets belted at center ice. Oh, Weinstein. Boy, that one got him good. We got to fight as Christian Felton's going to fight with Troy Murray. And Murray's pumping away with rights. Felton holding his ground, defending Weinstein. Felton gets in a couple rights. Now an uppercut by Murray. And Murray pummels Felton and drags him to the ice. Boy, Weinstein got lit up by Troy Murray. And Weinstein looked like he was shaken up a little bit. And Felton took up for his teammate. Troy Murray getting his bench fired up. Murray goes 6'2", 207 pounds. Felton is 6'1", 185 pounds. So both guys will head to the locker room for the rest of the first period, and hopefully Weinstein's okay. He just kind of held on around the glass for quite a while. That one got him pretty good. 4:33 is left in the first. Allen leads 3-0. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
Well, we'll see if the Grizzlies can get a little bit of momentum back as they're going to get a power play. Troy Murray gets a 2-minute penalty, and then Murray and Christian Felton each get 5 for fighting. Boy, Murray lit up Sage Weinstein pretty good. Hopefully Weinstein's going to be all right. Grizzlies on this power play. We'll have Neil Shea with Luke Manning and Jack Ricketts, and up top is going to be Reed Webster and Aiden Hansen-Bukata. Manning will take the face-off. Utah is looking for a little bit of momentum. Spencer Asadchuk will take the face-off for Allen. Draw one by Utah. Webster towards the left side as he skates towards the left goal line. Webster feeds up top. High slot. Bukata will move it to his right for Shea. Shea back to AHB, who skates down the middle of the ice, pedals towards his left, gets to Shea. One-timer's blocked. It was blocked by Sam Sedley, who's in his second season as a pro, played with Reading last year. Hansen-Bukata to the right side across the Webster. He's in the left circle. He dangles back and forth, and as he tried to feed it up top, his stick broke. His equipment let him down as Braden Watts looking for a centering pass and rolls on to Crum. We're going to get a penalty on the Grizzlies as Crum was trying to cut towards the net and get a centering pass out in front of the crease. He got hooked, and so that will do it for Utah's power play. We'll skate 4-on-4 for 1:25. As on the back check, hooking Thomas Caron is Jack Ricketts. Kind of a tough break there for the Grizzlies. Webster trying to get it up top to Hansen-Bukata. His stick broken, so the pass didn't get all the way to AHB, and then Allen was able to get a 2-on-2. As Cron just kind of got his stick moved just a little bit as he was trying to accept the pass from Watts. And so we're skating 4-on-4. So far this season in 4-on-4 situations, Grizzlies have scored 1 goal, and they haven't allowed one in this situation. Last year, the Grizzlies outscored opponents 8-2 in 4-on-4 play. So Grizzlies win the draw. Allen leads 3-0. Danny Genev gets the puck, and we still haven't gotten an update as to why Tyler Granton, the Grizzlies captain, who was listed as part of the starting lineup, why he's not in there for Utah. Grizzlies skate towards the right side. Toe drag, shot saved by Costantini. As puck towards the left wing. Gildon in the area. As he battles Genev. Griffin Ness will slide it towards the left side, but he loses control of the puck. Gildon has it 2-on-2. Gildon looking for a siren pass. It's swept away by Colby Inns. Great defensive play by the first-year pro. Warmoth, siren pass, swing and a miss as Gildon trying to get a pass from Warmoth along the right wing just inside the right circle. Grizzlies have the puck, and Colby Inns will slow things down. He'll slide a left wing pass out towards Genev. So it was a check from behind and then a fighting major for Troy Murray. And Felton also with a fighting major. Ricketts in the box, 16:02 in with a hook. So we're skating 4-on-4 for another 24 seconds. And then looks like Brad Morrison, who's representing Murray in the box, he'll come out now and we'll have an abbreviated power play. Allen gets to Watts on the right side. He'll skate towards the right corner. I try to center it towards Crone and tapped off of his stick. Grizzlies need something to get the momentum back on their side. They're hoping the fight with Felton and Murray will do just that. Grizzlies towards Shea on the left side. He'll skate towards the circle. Take a lefty shot that goes wide. Shea with 19 goals in 36 games last season. He's got 4 goals this year. Morrison skates towards the bench. No icing on the play, though, as Thomas Karam was coming in for Morrison. As Grizzlies clear it all the way out. 20 seconds left in Allen's power play. 2:15 on a moving clock, first period. Allen has 3 goals on 4 shots. Grizzlies have 8 shots. Trying to get around ends was Sam Sedley. And the Grizzlies throw it up and not out as Hargrove is able to keep it in. Now the Grizzlies will wobble it back towards Allen ice. Hank Crone gets it back to the Allen line. He fakes to his right. Ricketts out of the box. Crone skies it deep into the Grizzlies zone. Puck up the ops on one bounce of the ice towards the right corner boards. Ness gets it ahead. Ends crosses center ice. And he'll feed it across, but the pass is behind Jack Ricketts, ricocheting off the boards. Ricketts in the left point. He collides with Warmoth. As Sedley will pitchfork it high into there. It's gloved and dropped by Ends. As Barbashev, he collides with McCauley. Both guys wear number 92. Now Grizzlies come back up with it out of the pile. Sage Weinstein races across center ice. Lumbers into the offensive zone, trying to push it around Warmoth. And the Americans clear it back to center ice. 1:17 left in the first period. Barbashev gets it towards Kelly. Kelly over the line to Ricketts. Ricketts gets hit in the back by McCauley. Colby McCauley's got an A on his sweater. 1 goal and 1 assist on Wednesday. Ricketts off his stick towards the right corner. Now he'll cycle it back up top. Jay in the right point over Kelly. One-timer, he scores! And that's Kelly saved that puck. He gets his first as a pro. And the Grizzlies get on the board with exactly 1 minute left in the first. And that's Connor Kelly's first professional goal. It's his 8th pro game. He had 2 games with Colorado last year, and this is 6th with the Grizzlies. He had 2 goals in 3 seasons at Providence College and 5 goals in 2 years at the University of Minnesota Duluth. Barbashev was net front and took away some of the vision, but that was a blast from Kelly right over the left shoulder of Marco Costantini. With that, Kelly becomes the 6th different Grizzlies player to score their first pro goals this season. So Kelly with the goal, the assist to Neil Shea and Jack Ricketts. As the music continues to play, even though we got live action here at Maverik Center. Puck at center ice, it glances off the stick. So how about that for Connor Kelly? That's a moment he'll never forget. His first pro goal. He had an outstanding college career at the University of Minnesota Duluth as well as Providence. 32 seconds left in the first period. Timofeyev gets it towards Friesen. He'll take a lefty shot saved by Constantini. Now taking the puck, Timofeyev. He feeds out in front, glance off of Friesen's stick. Genev swings and misses. Puck goes up top. Hanson Buchanan. His shot's blocked away by Morrison. Puck to the right side. Dangling back and forth his ends. Genev goes down. Allen skates over the offensive line. It's a 3-1 game. 10 seconds left in the period. As Friesen gets the puck, Allen was trying to center it. Hanson Buchanan gets some lumber from Hargrove. Puck swept towards center ice. And that will do it for 20 minutes here at Maverik Center. So Utah gets a little bit of momentum as it's now a 3-1 game. Connor Kelly, the 6th different Grizzly player to score his first professional goal this season. Jack Ricketts got his first on October 18th against Atlanta. And then Christian Felton got his first also against Atlanta. That was on a Sunday afternoon. October 25th, John Gillette got his first pro goal. That was the Grizzlies' home opener. Danny Genev scored 3 goals on October 30th, including his first as a pro. And Christoph Filion this past Saturday got his first pro goal in a 5-4 victory over Tulsa. So congratulations to Connor Kelly. He gets his first professional goal, and this is 8th pro game. He had 2 games with the AHL's Colorado Eagles at the end of last season. This is a 6th game with Utah this year. Well, hopefully somebody will tell us why the captain, Tyler Gratton, who was in the starting lineup, why he's not in there this evening. Well, so we can tell the viewing audience why exactly the captain's out. But nevertheless, Grizzlies have some work to do in the second period. Allen has 3 goals on 4 shots. We'll see if the Grizzlies have a second period comeback in them. After 20 minutes of play, it's the Allen Americans 3 and the Utah Grizzlies 1. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 38th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to thank everyone in attendance for your support of ECHL hockey. The ECHL would also like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; Athletic Knit, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2026 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Hotel Planner, official hotel reservations partner; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider; Prolific One, exclusive secondary ticketing partner; and Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2026 ECHL All-Star Classic. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to flowhockey.tv.
Well, we're through one period here at Maverik Center. The Allen Americans have a 3-1 lead. Harrison Blaisdell got the party started. We believe he scored exactly 6 minutes into the game, although the ECHL app on the box score, it says it was 5:01 in. Spencer Asachuk and Braden Simmons-Fisher with the assist. And then Blaisdell scored again, 8:11 into the first period. Unfortunately, we misidentified the player. We thought it was Chase Maxwell's first pro goal, but it was Blaisdell's 5th of the year. He surpassed his last season's total. He had 4 goals in 50 games with Allen last year. He already has 5 goals, and this is his 15th game of the season. Quinn Warmoth and Braden Simmons-Fisher with the assist. Simmons-Fisher has 2 first-period assists tonight. Allen got a 5-on-3 power play. Stefan Timofeyev got a delay of game minor, even though it looked like it was Luke Manning that flipped the puck into row 1 of section 114. But Timofeyev served the penalty. And then Reed Lepster got a slashing minor, 12:50 in. And with that, Allen had a 5-on-3 power play for an extended period of time. Hargrove scored on a one-timer, 13:02 in. It was the 2nd goal of the year. Braden Watts and Sam Sedley picked up the assists. Grizzlies got on the board on a blast from the high slot as Connor Kelly gets his first professional goal. And that was exactly 19 minutes into the first period. Neil Shea and Jack Ricketts picked up the assists. Allen was 1 for 3 on the power play, and the Grizzlies were 0 for 2. Utah outshot Allen 10-4 in the first period. Dylan Wells played the first 13 minutes and 2 seconds of the contest. He stopped 1 of the 4 shots. Then he was pulled for Kyle Kaiser, and Kaiser, oddly enough, did not see a shot in his 6 minutes and 58 seconds late in the first period. For the Grizzlies and their 10 shots, Evan Friesned and Colby Enns, those two skaters had 2 shots, and 6 other Grizzlies with 1 shot each. For Allen and their 4 shots, Harrison Blaisdell 2 goals on 2 shots. Colton Hargrove 1 goal on 1 shot, and Thomas Cron. His was the only Allen shot that didn't find the back of the net. He had 1 shot on goal in the first period. So we'll see if the Grizzlies have a comeback in them in terms of scoring chances. And they are a little bit more liberal in what scoring chances are this season. Grizzlies have 6 scoring chances on 10 shots, and the Americans, all 4 of their shots were considered to be scoring chances. Not many faceoffs in the first period. Allen won the first period faceoff battle 9-6. Both teams had 1 power play shot. Allen connected on their 1 power play shot. The Grizzlies didn't. Utah did have 1 shorthanded shot. In terms of hits, Utah had 8 and Allen 7. Grizzlies with 4 giveaways, and Allen had 2 in the first period. So just one of those that Grizzlies just got off to a little bit of a slow start. But it's just one of those. It's unexplainable as to why, but it just is what it is. Allen got off to a pretty quick start. We've been talking about how both teams have been trying to get a little bit better defensively this season, and both clubs have done that. Grizzlies just a little bit of a slow start here tonight, but obviously still 40 minutes of hockey and a lot can happen. Unfortunately, Tyler Gratton was listed as a starter. I believe I saw him out there for warm-ups, but however, we haven't seen him. Danny Genev ended up starting in his place. We didn't see Gratton on the bench, and unfortunately, nobody has told me what was happened to Tyler Gratton, the Grizzlies captain who leads Utah with 13 points this season. But with Jack Ricketts getting the assist on the Kelly goal, Ricketts now is tied with Gratton for the club lead with 13 points. Ricketts has 7 goals and 6 assists, and this just continues his outstanding run. He had 7 points in his last 4 games coming into play tonight. So Ricketts has looked good here so far. Neil Shea with his 6th assist of the year, and Shea's certainly racked up points in bunches. Remember, he had a couple-week stint recently with the Colorado Eagles. Shea now has a point in 7 of his last 8 games. And, for Connor Kelly, he plays a physical brand of hockey. He's 6'1" and 201 pounds. And I got to imagine, just as is the case with a lot of first-year pros, he's just going to continue to get better and better as the season progresses. Let's go over the Mountain Division scores in this league. 13 minutes left in the third period. Kansas City leads Wichita 1-0. David Cotton scored .359 into the second period. Kansas City's outshot Wichita 27-13. After one period over at the Monument, Rapid City leads Idaho 3-2. Parker Bowman, Brett Davis, and Russell have the goals for Rapid City. Francisco Arcuri and Brendan Hoffman have the Idaho tallies. Games have gone final in this league. In overtime, Adirondack defeats Worcester 2-1. Also in overtime in Fishers, Indiana, hometown of Mike Fulta. Fort Wayne got a game winner from Deacon Poots. That was 33 seconds in. No goals by former Grizzlies on either side. Also a game that went to overtime. Cincinnati defeats Kalamazoo 3-2. Orlando gets their second win of the year. They defeat Jacksonville 5-4. Former Grizzly defenseman Peter Tischke had one of the goals for Jacksonville. Newkirk got the game winner 19-24 into the third period. It's been a tough go of it for the Orlando Solar Bears, but they come away with the 2 standings points as they defeat Jacksonville in regulation 5-4. 12 Riviere defeats Reading 5-1. Reading's lone goal was scored by the Ragin' Sajin. Brandon Sajin, who was with the Grizzlies back in the, if I remember right, the 2019-2020 season. Maine defeats Jeff Carr's Norfolk Admirals 3-2 the final there. South Carolina in overtime gets a game winner 403 in by Bolson. South Carolina defeats Greensboro 5-4. That game went into overtime. Wheeling defeats Toledo 5-2. No goals by former Grizzlies there, although it looks like Craig Armstrong, who now plays for Wheeling. Armstrong got Wheeling's first goal. That was 7:19 into the first. 6.5 minutes left in the third period. Florida leads Savannah 6-3. Florida's got a couple of former Grizzlies on their roster, including Will Cranley, Kyle Betts, Taryn Pfizer, maybe one other. Early third period, Iowa and Bloomington are tied at 2. So that's the scores from around the league. When we come back, we'll go over some NHL scores. After one period of play, Allen leads Utah 3-1. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
After one period of play, Allen leads Utah 3-1. Just waiting to get back with the Flow Sports audience here. Second intermission here at Maverik Center. Allen leads 3-1. Early third period, the Stars lead the Mammoth 4-3. So that's a close one. Utah took a 2-0 lead. Logan Cooley got his 14th of the year. Dylan Gunther and Kyler Yamamoto with the assist. And then Kevin Rooney got his first Mammoth goal. He scored 12-17 in with Marino and Carcone getting the assist. Late in the first period, Rope Hintz scored a power play goal, 17-38 in. Jamie Benn and Jason Robertson each had second period goals for Dallas, giving them a 3-2 lead. And then Jack McBain tied it up 16-14 into the second. Lawson Krause and John Marino with the assists. Late in the second period, Wyatt Johnston got his 13th of the year. It was a power play goal, 18-33 in. And that's where we sit early third period. Dallas leads Utah 4-3. Interestingly enough, the Grizzlies play are 8 miles away from Delta Center, and the Allen Americans are just about a half-hour drive from Allen to Dallas, where the Stars play over in the, I believe, more in the downtown area, even though Dallas is certainly a big area. But nevertheless, it's a 4-3 Dallas lead. That game early in the third period. In a shootout, Wild defeat the Avalanche 3-2. Avalanche, the 8th-year affiliate of the Utah Grizzlies. After 2 periods, Predators lead the Blackhawks 3-2. Tampa Bay gets a 6-3 win over Detroit. We'll see how Charles-Edouard Dastu did. I know that he was a +2 at one point in the game. Dastu finished up a +1 for Tampa. He had just under 23 minutes of ice time. Had 29 shifts. In fact, that was tied for the most shifts by a Lightning defenseman. Tampa 6, Detroit 3. Rangers defeat the Bruins 6-2. Devils shut out the Sabres 5-0. Flames get a 5-3 victory over the Panthers. Some other scores across the National Hockey League. Penguins in overtime get a 4-3 win over the Blue Jackets. Chris Letang, the OT game winner. Hurricanes defeat the Jets 5-1. Capitals defeat the Maple Leafs 4-2. Sharks over the Canucks 3-2. Ducks in a shootout get a 5-4 win over the Kings. Canadians defeat the Golden Knights 4-1. Canadians are playing good hockey. Blues over the Senators 4-3. It was also a 4-3 finals. The Flyers defeated the Islanders in a shootout. When we come back, we'll have second period action, as we'll see if the Grizzlies have a second period comeback in them. We'll skate 5-on-5 to start the period. We'll come back in 2 minutes and have second period action. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 38th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to thank everyone in attendance for your support of ECHL hockey. The ECHL would also like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; Athletic Knit, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2026 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Hotel Planner, official hotel reservations partner; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider; Prolific One, exclusive secondary ticketing partner; and Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2026 ECHL All-Star Classic. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to flowhockey.tv.
Now we're about set for second period action as Allen leads 3-1. Apparently, I guess Tyler Gratton slipped in the locker room after warm-ups, and that's why he's not in there. We're not sure how long Gratton will be out of the Utah lineup as both teams are on the ice and ready for the second period. Both teams just coming out of their locker room. We got about 2 minutes worth of real time before the start of the second period. Allen got off to a pretty quick start, and you got to give him a little bit of credit. Allen has struggled quite a bit in the first periods so far this season, but they got off to a quick start here tonight. And, for the Grizzlies, they just got to find a way to just put that behind them and put together a good second period. The Grizzlies have been a strong second period club this season. Utah has outscored opponents 17-14 in the second periods this year. The Grizzlies have been a decent come-from-behind team. One of the things, Allen does have a decent amount of team speed with some of their forwards, but the Grizzlies have pretty good team speed in their own right. You'd almost wonder if you'd like to see the Grizzlies kind of get out and moving quite a bit, utilizing that team speed, because in terms of quickness, in terms of just outright end-to-end speed, Grizzlies are about as quick as any team you'll see in the league. We came into play talking about all the good rookies the Grizzlies have. We talked a lot about Genev and Hanson Bukata and Jack Ricketts, and it was a first-year pro, Connor Kelly, getting Utah's goal. Christian Felton got in a fight with Troy Murray, as Felton got in a few punches. Murray got in quite a few good ones in his own right, and that was after Murray lit up Sage Weinstein. As Grizzlies goal, they showed on Flow Sports, Maxim Barbashev making his Grizzlies debut, 6'1", 188 pounds. He acted as a screen. He doesn't get a point, but he pretty much made that play, as Kelly did have a pretty crafty helicoptering shot over the left shoulder of Costantini, but Costantini didn't really have good vision on it because Barbashev was setting a screen out in front. When you do come to a Grizzlies game, yes, bring your signs. We encourage you. And I'm not saying anything about any other arena, but bring your signs to Grizzlies game. We want to see them here at Maverik Center. Hold your signs loud and proud next time you come to a Grizzlies game. And if somebody tries to stop you from bringing a sign at the door, tell them Tyson said it's all right. We need to bring signs and wave them high in the air during Grizzlies games. Allen wins the draw to start the second period. Salem racing after. He's out there with Connor Kelly. And the Grizzlies start the second period with the forward line of Reed Webster, Luke Manning, and John Gillette. As Tyler Gratton is not in the Grizzlies lineup. Late scratch, I guess, bit of a slip in the locker room after warm-ups. As Grizzlies out towards center ice, Luke Manning over the offensive line, veers off to the right. He stops in the right point, backhanded in deep as Gillette gets held up by Warmoth. Warmoth with 1 assist tonight. Braden Simmons-Fisher with 2 assists. Shot from the left side, saved by Costantini. That shot was taken by Luke Manning. Up top, Hanson Bukata fires towards the net and it ricochets wide. It hits the outside of the cage. 2-on-2 scrum behind Allen's net as Costantini looks over his left shoulder. Now he looks over his right shoulder as Warmoth will helicopter it out. And it looks like it's going to be icing on the Americans as Colby Enns strides after it. Icing on Allen as we played 55 seconds in this second period. I know there's a lot of sports and entertainment options out there. We appreciate everybody who chose the Grizzlies tonight in their battle with the Allen Americans. Jack Ricketts out there with Neil Shea and Maxime Barbashev. Colton Hargrove will take the draw for Allen. Hargrove back after serving a 2-game suspension. Allen wins the draw. They'll lift it, but it bounced off an American. Now Warmoth gets it back. He'll slide it to the middle of the ice for Crone. Crone dangles back and forth across the center red line. He'll pitch it in slowly. Americans make a full line change. Kaiser's in net for Utah. He replaced Dylan Wells after it became a 3-0 game 13 minutes in. Ricketts over the offensive line, skates towards the right side. He gets some lumber in the back as tossing is Decker. Decker's the one that hit Ricketts in the back. Now the puck goes into Grizzlies ice. Long-range feed, glanced off a stick. It goes deep into the Allen zone. Braden Simmons-Fisher gets there a stride before Shea. Now the puck slides back towards Decker. Jackson Decker dangling back and forth. Now a pitch one angle right. Hot pass that connects to Asachuk. Asachuk gets to the Utah line and dumps it in. As the puck goes towards the left corner, Sedley delivers some lumber on the back of Christian Felton as he's back after serving his fighting major as Felton. Felton, he gets blasted by Asachuk. Asachuk, the captain. That might have actually been, that was Spencer Asachuk. He normally wears the C, although it doesn't look like he's wearing it here tonight. Puck back to center ice, play with a high stick. 17:57 left in the second period. It's 3-1 Americans. So John's going to be back at neutral ice. John Gillette arguing the case. Frieson's going to take the face off. He's out there with Gillette and Christoph Filion. Frisbee looks like he's lost a little bit of weight tonight. Frisbee in his white jersey. Grizzlies in white jerseys with black numbers and professional green trim. Allen's in a red jersey, white numbers, white lettering in the back. Doesn't really look like it's a third color. It's just pretty much red and white. Left point, shot, glove saved by Costantini. As the shot was taken by John Gillette, first-year pro at a Holy Cross. Gillette so far this season has 2 goals and 2 assists in 16 games. Friesen will take the draw for Utah. First-year pro. He led the Wenatchee Wild in goals and points last season. Off the draw, Filion with a lefty shot that misses wide. Filion played with a couple different colleges. He was part of Quinnipiac's 2023 Frozen Four National Championship Club. Sedley will tap it off the glass, lifts high into the air. Crone dancing back and forth. He gets up top. Sedley across as Anthony Costantini fires towards the net. Got redirected off of the right pad of Kaiser as it glanced off the stick of Brad Morrison, who has 2 goals this season. Allen back deep in their own zone. Costantini, left wing pass off the boards. Gildon will get it to Crone, who will one-hand it in. Allen makes a line change. We played about 3 minutes in the second period. Americans lead 3-1. Allen's only taken 4 shots, and they haven't taken a shot in the last 11 minutes worth of game time. In fact, their last shot was the goal that they scored to make it a 3-0 game, and that was 13:02 into the first period. Puck to neutral ice. Genev will bounce it to center. Connor Kelly will slide it towards Genev. Genev toe dragging, loses control. It seems like everything's just a little bit off. The tempo, the pace of this game, the vibe in the building is just a little bit off tonight. Hargrove over to Crone. He'll take a lefty shot that goes wide. He tried to go over Kaiser's left glove. Puck towards the right corner. Crone gets it. He'll slide it off a Grizzly stick. Timofeyev hustling after it. Anania fires towards the net. It's blocked away by Kaiser. Now wraparound shot saved by Kaiser. Crone gets it. He feeds up top. Warmoth over towards Anania. He fires lefty shot that misses wide. As Warmoth hustles after a loose puck, he gets there before Genev. McCauley will bounce one off the boards. Hits the backside of Warmoth. Taking the puck is Colby Enns, first-year pro. Over to Kelly, back to Enns. Enns dangling back and forth behind Kaiser's net. Grizzlies will switch up forwards. We played 4 minutes in the second period. And still 3-1 Allen, as both teams have 1 shot here in the second period. Up ahead towards Filion off his stick. As puck goes back towards Watts, he'll drop it for Asachuk, who will skate towards the left corner. Asachuk gets held up. Puck slides up top. As Decker, he's in the high slot. His shot is blocked away and it flies out of play into about row 4 of section 102. Hit an end seat. A fan tried to make a catch. He dropped it, and the fan, and towards an end seat of section 103, comes away with a frozen vulcanized rubber disc. I feel bad for the fan who was trying to make a play. He dropped it, and then it just slithered towards another fan, and the fan was able to come up with it. So Draw's going to be over in the left circle. 3-1 Allen. Luke Manning will take the face-off against Spencer Asachuk. They took some big face-offs late in the third period on Wednesday night. Manning, who played at Air Force Academy during the 2019-2020 season, then transferred to the University of St. Thomas, where he played for 4 seasons. As Utah crosses center ice, Manning gets the puck, he'll chip it towards his left. As Lepster gets pushed, looks like Allen just has a little bit extra bounce here tonight. Grizzlies looking for it, but the Grizzlies just been not sharp. There's Filion just kind of fanning on trying to shovel it in. It's kind of been that night for Utah. As puck towards center ice, Filion gets it, and he'll skate back towards Utah ice as he gets pushed. We get a whistle, and a penalty's called as Asachuk was on the back of Filion, and Manning can't believe it. He's arguing with referee Chaz Noche, but Filion's going to get the penalty. So Draw's going to be in the Grizzlies zone. Luke Manning can't believe it. He has some more words for Chaz Noche, and now it looks like Chaz Noche is taking Filion out of the penalty box, and he's put Asachuk in there. So at first glance, looked like a Grizzlies penalty. Manning argued quite a bit, and instead, they've given the penalty to Asachuk. And so it's going to be a Utah power play. Asachuk was behind Filion. Filion just kind of got held up a little bit by Asachuk. Then Asachuk hit the ice, and there was the penalty. So no penalty on Filion. It's going to be Asachuk, who gets 2 minutes for holding. Time of penalty, 4:56 into the second. So it's going to be Utah's third power play of the night. Utah is 0 for 2 on the power play. They had 1 power play shot in the first period. Fans take up a "Let's Go Grizzlies" chant. Manning kicked out of the face-off circle. Jack Ricketts will take the draw. Ricketts, Manning, Shea are out there with Lepster and Hanson Bukata. Draw one by Utah. Shea gets towards Lepster. Momentum down the middle of the ice. Take a righty shot that goes wide. Hanson Bukata over to Manning. To Ricketts. One timer that's blocked away. Might have been blocked before it gets to Costantini. And the Americans clear it out. 20 seconds into Utah's third power play of the game. Hanson Bukata gets around Caron. Hanson Bukata did a good job. Did a good job shielding Caron from the puck. Over the offensive line, Manning skates towards the right circle up top to Hanson Bukata. Across to Shea off his stick. Shea regathers it. He'll slide it behind the net to Ricketts. He lets it go. Lepster towards the right side gets there a stride ahead of Caron. As Lepster dangling back and forth on the right point, trying to move it across. And it taps off the stick of Gildon back to Lepster. Over to Shea, left side, shot saved by Costantini. Shea gets it back, tried to shovel it across and fanned on it. As Shea moves it back up top, left point to Hanson Bukata. Across to Manning. Manning dangling back and forth, dances. Now he gets to the right side for Lepster. Lepster fiddles and diddles. Now gets it towards Ricketts in the right goal line. Throws it between his legs, and it's cut off by Costantini in the crease. He covers up as there's 53 seconds left in the Grizzlies power play and 13:57 left in the second period. Neither team has scored so far in the second frame. Grizzlies so far in the second period are out shooting Allen 3-1. Felton talking things over with Griffin Ness. Ness will take the face off, but it's won by Allen. As the Americans race towards the right point, it's cut off by Ness. Felton will pitch it towards the left corner. Timofeyev gets pushed by an American. Puck goes up top. Felton now on the high side. He's got a college-style shield. Genev over to the left side. Timofeyev has a glance off his stick. He gets it back. Timofeyev dancing around. He'll skate towards the left corner. Now push it back up top to Felton. Felton with a righty shot. He scores! Christian Felton gets his second of the year. It's a power play goal. As the Grizzlies cut into the lead. It's now a 3-2 game. Felton was just dancing around left side, just fired it over Costantini. Had the perfect accuracy. And Costantini must have been screened just a little bit as he was late to react. The fans get to their feet. Utah now has a power play goal in 10 of their last 11 games. as Felton was just outside the left circle, and he just fired it over Costantini. Ness was acting as a screener. Ness didn't get a piece of it, as we believe. Felton scores cleanly for his second as a pro. Utah gets it ahead. They're looking for the tying goal. John Gillette skates towards the left corner. Warmoth gets it, and the Americans get belted by Utah. Looks like Utah's got an extra bounce to their step here in the second period. On the Felton goal, the assists go to Timofeyev and Danny Genev. As Allen back deep in their own zone, they're in control of the puck. Both teams spread the ice. Left wing feed out to Crone, who gets the center ice. No backhanded in. As the puck towards the left corner. Salem goes down. Barbashev in the area. Salem back to his feet. He holds up an American. Filion and Kelly continue their battle. Allen gets to the right side. Righty shots blocked by Gillette. As Warmoth took the shot, he's had a pretty good game. As Warmoth will drop it over towards the right corner. Crone one-hands it as Gillette gets hit by a good shoulder check from Hargrove. Over towards the right corner, Connor Kelly. He shields Warmoth from the puck. Now Warmoth pins Kelly to the boards. Barbashev comes out of the pile with the puck. Barbashev in his Grizzlies debut. He'll slice one angle left, tape to tape, as Gillette will race out to center ice. John Gillette 3-on-2 over to Filion to take a lefty shot. Kick saved by Costantini off his left pad. As Crone will slide it towards the Grizzlies bench. Gillette doesn't play it. Salem will fire it in. Grizzlies make a line change. We played about 8 minutes of this second period. Utah scored 2 unanswered. Kelly late in the first period and Felton here on a power play. 6:30 into the second. Both goals for the Grizzlies by defensemen tonight. Manning gets it taken away near the Allen bench. Crone will dump it in slowly. Karan tries to shield Weinstein from the puck, but Weinstein took it away. He'll feed it behind him to cut to Felton. As Gildon will pedal with his skates towards the right corner. Now back up top. Allen with a righty shot. Loose puck out in front. It slides towards the end boards. Karan skates towards the left wing. Thomas Karan, wearing number 11, will pitch it towards the left corner. Now back up top. Karan one-timer. Glove saved by Kaiser. He snatched it about shoulder high. 11:28 left in the second. Allen leads 3-2. Felton scored on a power play. 6:30 in with Timofeyev and Genev getting the assists. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
11 minutes, 28 seconds left in the second period. Allen leads 3-2. The Grizzlies have scored 2 unanswered. Connor Kelly scored exactly 19 minutes into the first with Shea and Ricketts getting the assist. And then Christian Felton scored a power play goal 6:30 in with Timofeyev and Genev getting the assist. So Danny Genev now has a point in 6 of his last 7 games. And Timofeyev now has 5 assists as a Grizzly. Draws over in the left circle. Grizzlies have outshot the Americans 15-5, even though it looked like Kaiser had made a save and they didn't count the shot for Allen. Back to live action on Flow Sports. They're showing me, unfortunately, as the puck goes back towards neutral ice. Shea ahead towards Ricketts. Ricketts skates across the offensive line. Lefty shot saved by Costantini, and he holds on. So Grizzlies are up to 16 shots, and Ricketts, he's one of those guys, he can create his own shot with a variety of moves. He got around an Allen skater and found himself a pretty good look in front of the crease. But Marco Costantini all series has done a good job controlling rebounds. So both teams will change things up, and after Allen got off to a quick start, scoring 3 goals in their first 4 shots, the Grizzlies have responded. 2 unanswered goals, and they've certainly been on the hunt to try to find a way to tie this thing up. Ricketts will take the drives out there with Barbashev and Shea. Barbashev, a former 5th-round pick of the New York Rangers. We get a whistle right off the draw. And linesman Tyler Kesson says, let's do it over again. Make sure to join us tomorrow night for the series finale here at Maverik Center. 6:50 pregame show, 7:10 face-off. It's going to be Hispanic Heritage Night. Grizzlies will be wearing specialty jerseys for the occasion. Gear tickets, UtahGrizzlies.com. And then the Grizzlies will be in Allen 3 games next week to continue their battle with the Americans. Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday next week. Wednesday next week is going to be a 9:30 morning game. That's in the Mountain Time Zone, 10:30 local starts. Out to center ice off the stick of Neil Shea. Allen gets it back there deep in their own zone. Grizzlies skate from left to right as we see it from high top checks, section 114. Hargrove ahead to Crone off his stick. Now Crone gets it back, but the Americans are offside. With 10:49 left in the second. With the power play goal that Felton scored, Utah now has a power play goal in 10 of their last 11 games. It's kind of interesting to watch a shot count anytime you have an Americans game, as Allen is allowing 36.6 shots per game, but on Wednesday night, they allow just 24 shots. So they're a team that's used to having to get 30-plus saves from their goaltender. They didn't need that on Wednesday, but the Grizzlies are on pace for about 35 shots here tonight. As Americans have only taken 5 in their own right. Connor Kelly with the puck. He's the 6th Grizzly player to score his first pro goal this season. Grizzlies have had great contributions from first-year pros. Salem races out to center ice, crosses the center red line, and he'll helicopter it in. Puck ricochets off the left corner boards. Salem back towards the right goal line, loses his balance, he gets back to his feet. Salem slides it towards Gillette, who gets held up by an American. As Gillette keeps skating, and he kept getting held up by Asachuk, but no call. Gillette wanted a penalty, none to be had. As Braden Simmons-Fisher will drop it off, Asachuk to the right circle, gets around one skater, trying to get around Kelly. He fires it wide, does Asachuk off the end boards. Anania gets towards Asachuk, and he'll fire it up top. Braden Simmons-Fisher will take a shot blocker saved by Kaiser. Simmons-Fisher has 2 assists tonight. Grizzlies will tap it off the glass. Simmons-Fisher gets the bouncing puck at the Allen line. He'll sweep it across to Anania, who wears number 86. Anania across towards Karan as the Americans skate back into their own zone. Grizzlies with a strong pursuit. As Anania moves it ahead, it glanced off a Morrison stick. Morrison tried to center. It's bounced off of Salem's stick. As Salem over in the left corner battles. Morrison feeds it towards the left goal line looking for Cron. As Filion lost his balance, we get a whistle. Penalty is going to be called. Let's see if it's a power play. 9:21 left in the second. Somebody's getting the power plays at the Grizzlies, and it looks like it's Brad Morrison skating towards the penalty box. So it is going to be a Utah power play as they try to tie it up as he tripped up Christoph Filion. And with the speed and quickness that Christoph Filion has, you imagine he's going to draw quite a few penalties. As Filion just got the puck, and yeah, he got tripped up off Filion's right skate. And referee Chaz Noche was right there to make the call. So Utah's 1 for 3 on the power play tonight. It's their 4th power play of the game. Manning's out there. He's got Ricketts to his left, Shea to his right, and up top is Lepster and Hanson Bukata. Hanson Bukata gets the puck. He'll get it to Lepster, right side. Oh, he tried to center it towards Ricketts and misconnected as Ricketts was trying to redirect it. Lepster to Shea, back towards Ricketts on the right side. Ricketts backhands it across and gets some air under it as it goes towards the left wing boards. Hanson Bukata bats towards Ricketts, who skates towards the corner. Now he reverses his field. And now Ricketts continues to dance around. He moves to his left. Now he'll slide it back up top to AHB. Back towards Ricketts, over to Shea up top to AHB. Back to Ricketts in the left circle, over to Ricketts, back to Shea. Shea centers it, but it goes through Manning and towards the right wing wall. Lepster will skate towards a high slot. Stop and get it to Hanson Bukata. Back to Lepster. He moves to Shea. As Shea has a glance off his stick. Shea regathers it and slides it from one corner to the other. Ricketts dancing around. He'll feed it to Manning, who lets it go back to Shea in the left wing. Shea in the corner at the goal line. Now skates around Allen's net. Now Shea gets back towards Lepster. One-timer, a bit of a change-up, and it bounced off of Manning. It was net front trying to redirect it or occupy as a screen. And Allen will lift it over Lepster's head. The Americans will make a full line change. Grizzlies will switch up skaters as well. 54 seconds and counting left in Utah's power play. Allen leads 3-2, but the Grizzlies have scored 2 unanswered with goals from Kelly and Felton. Now it's across center ice. He'll move it to his left over the line as Timofeyev feeds up top to Felton. He gets around one skater. Felton towards the high slot, takes a righty shot, and it's blocked with a lot of traffic out in front of Costantini. And Watts will backhand it out. Kaiser behind his net. Grizzlies have outshot the Americans 17-5. Felton races across center ice. He'll move to his left. Timofeyev shoulder fakes, now he enters the offensive zone. Timofeyev in the right wing, zips it around the wall. Less than 15 seconds left in the power play. Timofeyev dancing around, he's in the right wing. He'll get towards Friesen. Friesen's lefty shot gets lifted out of play. It might have glanced off of Watt's stick. 7:27 left in the second period, and 6 seconds left in the power play. As Brad Morrison's itching to come out of the penalty box. So draw's going to be in the American zone. It's fun to see Maxim Barbashev. He's going to add a little bit of size and just a little bit of grit to this Grizzlies attack. He had 3 goals and 5 assists in 36 games with Bloomington. It's his second full year as a pro. He played in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League with 3 different clubs. Draw towards the right corner. Now up top. Salem gets the puck, takes a lefty shot, gets redirected and goes just wide. Gillette skates towards the right goal line. Now up top. Kelly fires a righty shot, and that's blocked before it gets towards Costantini. As the Americans will tap it off the glass. Puck kept up towards center ice. Salem gets it ahead. As Kelly back behind his net, as Morris hits Salem in the Grizzlies zone. Filion over the defensive line. We get a whistle. Morrison hits Filion. And the officials in the stands wanted a penalty, but none to be had. So Dron's going to be back in neutral ice, and I believe offside was the call. As Morrison gave a pretty good check to the right side of Filion. We're skating 5-on-5, neutral zone draw just outside the Grizzlies line, near dot. Manning will take it against Asachuk. Luke Manning taking a ton of the big face-offs for the Grizzlies. Manning's probably played as much as any forward tonight. Utah going with 11 forwards and 6 defensemen as Tyler Grant was a very late scratch. Puck towards the near wing, and it's moved up but not out. Now the Grizzlies take it away on a pass from Trevor Ladon, number 14. His second stint as an American, just signed recently. Ladon gets pushed towards the right corner deep in the Allen zone. As Lepster acts as if he were hit with a high stick. Manning drops to ends. Right side. His shot's blocked by Watts' stick. As Crone gets hit from behind by Manning. Luke Manning dancing around. He's in the left wing now. Move to his right. Manning gets around Watts. Manning to the right side. Look to center, and it's picked off by Asachuk. Spencer Asachuk moves to his right for Crone, and Crone ahead to Watts. Watts trying to center to Asachuk. It's sticked away by Ends. Watts over to the right corner to Asachuk, who feeds up top, and the Americans are in the middle of a line change. Lepster tried to buy a penalty, but there was no purchase as Thomas Crown was in the area knocking him down. Lepster left side trying to center, and it goes just wide as he tried to find Shea out in front. Heads right side, he misses as it went past Costantini's blocker, but just off an angle, and so it missed the net. Grizzlies will switch up some skaters. Barbashev will push it back to the Utah line for Ends. Less than 6 minutes left in the second period. Allen leads 3-2. Felton slides it back to Ends. He's at the near goal line of the Grizzlies zone. Ends will loft it ahead. Puck bounces as Ricketts was trying to get it. Ends and Morrison hold each other up along the boards near side of the Grizzlies line. Morrison tries to break free. Barbashev throws it between Morrison's legs as Ricketts gets the puck. Long range feed angle left goes over Barbashev's stick and all the way down for an icing. With 5:15 left in the second. Webster just kind of got twirled down there by Cron, and I think referee who was behind the play thought that maybe there was a little bit of an acting job, and that's why the penalty wasn't called. Hargrove will take the draw for Allen. It's in the Grizzlies zone left circle after the Grizzlies got called for icing. Allen with 4 shots in the first period, just 1 officially listed, although it looks like Kaiser is seeing 2 or 3 shots in the second period. Grizzlies won the draw, and they'll lift it over Allen's head and all the way down as it wobbles and spins all the way down for an icing with 5:05 left in the second. Same teams tomorrow night here at Maverik Center. It's Hispanic Heritage Night. Your tickets to UtahGrizzlies.com. Taking the draw for Utah is going to be Jack Ricketts. He's taking quite a few faceoffs here tonight. Ricketts just continues to get better game in and game out. And he's been outstanding in the month of November. One of the best rookies in the league. Allen wins the draw. Anania will get it in deep. Hargrove tried to center it, bounced off of Kaiser's blocker. Now slot shot and a score, and that's Colby McCauley. He fired it over Kaiser's right blocker. So that will make it a 4-2 game. McCauley had 1 goal and 1 assist last night, and he's fired up. He high-fives everybody on the Americans bench. The puck just off a stick. McCauley gathered the puck, and he just roofed it right in the perfect spot. Crone was in the area, and with that, Neil Shea looked up to the heavens. As Grizzlies had scored 2 unanswered, they looked like they built a little bit of momentum. Allen gets some of it back. It's a 4-2 game. That was the final score in Wednesday night's game. It was 4-2. It was a 2-2 tie until Allen scored 2 goals in the final 2:10 of regulation. McCauley goal was assisted by Hank Crone. He gets his 7th assist of the year, time at goal 15:05 in. Hargrove will fire out of play, goes into section 110, and hopefully everybody looked alive, and hopefully nobody got hit with that thing. As there's a timeout on the ice, 4:44 is left in the second period. It's Allen 4, Utah 2. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe that you should get more from less. Like exclusive tires we design ourselves means more tires made for the roads that you drive, less compromise. And we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. It's more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. And our 60-day satisfaction guarantee means you'll be way more satisfied and way less stressed. For all this and more, you get more from less.
Late in the second period, 4:44 is the time remaining. Allen leads 4-2. They have 2 goals from Harrison Blaisdell. Colton Hargrove also with the first period goal. And Colby McCauley made it a 4-2 game as he scored 6:30 in. Grizzlies got a goal from Connor Kelly exactly 19 minutes into the first period, and an early second period goal from Christian Felton. That was 6:30 in on a power play. Neutral zone drop. Face-off won by Allen. As Hargrove wearing the captain's C for the Americans. Grizzlies get to center ice. Weinstein drives it in. Puck glances off of Costantini's stick. As Sedley gets it behind the net. Marco Costantini's twin brother, Anthony Costantini, out there defensively for the Americans. Crone gets it back to Sedley. Will skate back towards his own corner. And off the end wing boards to Anthony Costantini, who dances around. Now slide it to his left. Crone down the middle of the ice, crosses center, veers and dangles back and forth. As he'll dump it in, he got hit up high by Weinstein. Felton back towards the corner. McCauley, the Allen 4th goal scorer, gets it back up top. Sedley faked a one-timer, and he'll chip it in towards the Grizzlies' backboard. Crone collides with the Grizzly. Utah slides it ahead. Timofeyev will dance out to center ice. He gets back checked, and Watts took it away. Timofeyev pins Watts to the boards, near side of the Grizzlies line. Timofeyev yanks it away and gets it to Genev on the right side. Danny Genev gets around Sedley, centers out to Timofeyev, and it goes wide. As Timofeyev on a backhand attempt out in front of the net. Now we get a whistle. The puck exited back to neutral ice. Grizzlies tried to fire towards the net, but Utah's offside. With 3:35 left in the second period. So Draw's going to be near the Grizzlies bench. During the second intermission, we'll go over all the scores from around the world of sports. Grizzlies NHL affiliate, the Colorado Avalanche, lost 3-2 in a shootout to the Minnesota Wild. Nathan McKinnon and Gabriel Landeskog had the Colorado goals. Matt Boldy had the shootout game winner for the Wild. As puck goes back deep into the Allen zone. Less than 3.5 minutes left in the second period. As players from both teams hold their ground. Allen's an affiliate of the Ottawa Senators, and the Grizzlies an affiliate of the Colorado Avalanche. Friesen floats it back in as the puck slides towards the left corner. Manning boxes out Jackson Decker for the puck. Now Allen comes back up with it. Manning's played a pretty good game for the Grizzlies. As Allen spreads the ice, Braden Simmons-Fisher, rink-wide feed angle left. Kelly hits Asachuk. Asachuk skates towards the left corner deep in the Grizzlies zone. Watts feeds up top. Simmons Fisher will get it back on a hot pass to Watts. Watts back to Simmons Fisher. One-timer, and he swings and misses. As the fans serenade Simmons Fisher for missing on the one-time attempt. Asachuk backhands it in deep, and the Americans will switch up some skaters. 2.5 minutes left in the second period. It's 4-2 Allen. Anania slides it back towards Warmoth, who's played a strong game. Warmoth with 1 assist tonight. As the fans serenade Allen. Anania gets out towards center ice wearing number 86, and he'll sky it in after crossing the center red line. Karan in the area gets held up by Salem. 3 Grizzlies in the area. Kelly looking nearby. As Utah will chase after it after getting the loose puck. Webster wobbles it out to center ice. Ricketts bats it about shoulder high. Morrison throws it back to the Utah line. Kelly gets it ahead, but it's taken away. Allen skates in, but Morrison was already in the Grizzlies zone, so Allen's offside with 1:58 left in the second period. Allen's NHL affiliate, the Ottawa Senators, are in action tonight. Senators lost 4-3 to the Blues. Final score over in downtown Dallas. The Stars defeat the Mammoth 4-3. Nobody scored in the third period. Wyatt Johnson got the game winner, 18:33 into the second. Hargrove will take the draw against Ricketts. Utah wins the faceoff. Less than 2 minutes left in the second period. Grizzlies get it ahead to Shea, who's being shadowed by Warmoth. Shea stops on a dime, gets up top. Enns has a glance off his stick. Enns keeps it in the right point. He whips it around the boards. Ricketts back towards Shea. Shea left side shot saved by Costantini. Rebound shot saved by Costantini again. Shea had the first shot. Looked like Timofeyev had the second. And now some pushing and shoving after the whistle. There's players on both sides. There's actually Barbashev that had that second look. As Barbashev's been playing quite a bit with Ricketts and Shea tonight. Now both teams will cease and desist after some pushing after the whistle. Costantini bobbled it after the first shot, and then Barbashev fired towards the net, and then Barbashev continued to push with Anania. But then it was a couple other skaters, Ricketts in particular, getting after it with an American out in front of the net. 1:40 seconds left in the second period. Friesen will take the draw against Hargrove. We'll see if the Grizzlies can climb back into this one. They trailed 3-1 after one period. Both teams have one goal here in the second. Allen throws it back into Grizzlies ice. Aiden Hansen-Bukata, hot pass angle right. Gillette, did he get a piece of it? I didn't believe he did, but the linesman said he did, so no icing. Filion gets double teamed over in the left corner. Grizzlies skate from left to right here in the second period. As Trevor Ladon, in his second stint, gets to Hargrove, the captain, and he'll tap it off the glass. Goes deep into the Grizzlies zone. Hansen-Bukata will range after it. Icing is on Allen with 1:12 left in the second. Sage Weinstein on the ice for the Grizzlies. Just 20 years old. He seems to be getting better and better. Weinstein is a +3 in his last 4 games. He scored his first professional point with an assist last Saturday against the Tulsa Oilers. In that game, Utah won 5-4. Weinstein, just 20 years old, to be 21 in late May in 2026. He's still got a bright future. Timofeyev, left point. He takes a righty shot that misses wide. He missed the net stick side on Costantini. Timofeyev gets it back in the right point. He plays hard every shift. He'll take a righty shot. Gets redirected. Costantini makes the save. Genev was out in front of the net. Allen helicopters it up, but not out on a hand pass. Allen will literally kick it as an American Sedley didn't have a stick. Now the puck is deep into the American zone. Slides up the middle, and it's going to roll like a spinning top out to center ice. Racing after the loose puck is Decker. Decker skates towards the left corner. He's being shadowed like a hawk by Weinstein. Weinstein holds up Decker along the boards. Crone comes off as the Americans will make a line change. Utah comes out with a puck. Ness trying to get it ahead towards Genev. Ness gets held up along the boards by Harrison Blaisdell. Now the Grizzlies have a breakaway. Timofeyev down the middle of the ice. Will take a righty shot. Kick save by Costantini as it bounced off his left ankle. Boy, what a stop. Timofeyev looked like he put together a good move. Costantini with the save of the game. Allen races over to Blaisdell. Back towards the right side, swing and a miss as Braden Watts did his best Ellie De La Cruz impersonation. De La Cruz had over 200 strikeouts this season. Out to center ice, Kelly gets it back in at the buzzer. Kelly gets blasted by Anania, and that will do it. It looks like Kelly, is he going to get up? He's going to get up slowly, though, as he is down at neutral ice. And Brooke Timoney, the Grizzlies trainer, is going to race out to see if he's okay. Like Connor Kelly, remember, he missed last Saturday's game with an injury. He got hit pretty hard along the near boards. And Kelly's down. I don't think there was a penalty on the play. So that might heat things up a little bit for the third as Allen leads 4-2. Both teams head to the locker room, but most of the Grizzlies players are checking to make sure Connor Kelly's okay. At least we believe it was Kelly, as he's kind of sitting along the near board, so we don't really have a good view of him. Let's see if the Grizzlies are all right. As Brooke Timoney continues to look on the Grizzly. And it was Connor Kelly, we believe. Yeah, Kelly's slow to get up. Oh, dear. Oh, looks like Connor Kelly, he's being helped off the ice. Oh, that's a shame. As Kelly's being helped off the ice by Salem and Ness. So with that, it's hard to say whether Kelly's going to be back for the third period. He's being helped off the ice by Salem and Ness. The Grizzlies are certainly concerned. And you wonder if that's going to raise the temperature just a little bit on this third period. Things have been pretty physical throughout, but I wonder if the Grizzlies are going to have to ramp it up a little bit against a physical Allen team if they want to put together a comeback. Well, Allen leads 4-2 as Kelly's being helped to the locker room. When we come back, we'll have second intermission coverage. We'll go over the first two periods, and we'll also check in on some scores from around the world of sports. It's the Allen Americans 4 and the Utah Grizzlies 2. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 38th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to thank everyone in attendance for your support of ECHL hockey. The ECHL would also like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; Athletic Knit, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2026 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Hotel Planner, official hotel reservations partner; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider; Prolific One, exclusive secondary ticketing partner; and Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2026 ECHL All-Star Classic. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to flowhockey.tv.
Second intermission here at Maverik Center. They've got musical chairs going on. Nick Hayes, one of the final three in musical chairs. Remember that game last year where Nick Hayes just decided to take a seat next to me? Grizzlies ended up breaking a team record for goals in a single period. That was certainly a wild one. Grizzlies trying to climb back into this one after Allen scored 3 goals in their first 4 shots. Harrison Blaisdell got the Americans on the board. He scored 5:01 in. Asachuk and Simmons Fisher with the assists, and Hayes, you're out. And Hayes argues this case, but Nick Hayes eliminated from musical chairs. Blaisdell scored again, 8-11 into the contest on a breakaway score from the right circle. Warmoth and Simmons Fisher with the assist. So Simmons Fisher with 2 assists. He came into play tonight with no points in his first 12 games of the season. Allen got a 5-on-3 power play after Timofeyev got a delay of game minor, even though it looked like it was Luke Manning that committed the penalty, but they put Timofeyev in the box. They put the wrong guy in there. And then Levster, 7 seconds later, got a slashy minor. So Allen had a minute 53 seconds worth of a 5-on-3, and Hargrove scored in the 5-on-3 portion. 13:02 win. It was the second goal of the year. Braden Watts and Sam Sedley picked up the assist, and with that, Dylan Wells was pulled in favor of Kyle Kaiser. Wells saved 1 of 4. Kaiser, in 26 minutes and 58 seconds, has only seen 2 shots. He is 1 for 2 so far tonight. Crazy stat line in the shot count. Utah 21 shots, 10 in the first, 11 in the second. Allen 4 shots in the first, 2 in the second. Utah got on the board late in the first period as Connor Kelly got his first professional goal, and it came with exactly 1 minute left in the first period. He became the 6th different Grizzly player to score his first pro goal this season. Allen led 3-1 after 1 period of play. Utah scored a power play goal 6:30 into the second period. Spencer Asachuk got a holding minor, 4:56 in. And with 26 seconds left in the power play, Felton got his second of the year. Timofeyev and Genev with the assists. That's Felton's first goal since October 19th, where he got his first pro goal in Game 3 of the regular season. That was on a Sunday afternoon against the Atlanta Gladiators. Allen got back on the board as Hank Crone nudged it towards Colby McCauley. And McCauley was in the slot just inside the right circle, and he fired it past Kaiser. McCauley now has a goal in back-to-back games. He has 2 on the season. Hank Crone gets his 7th assist of the year. So what a crazy stat line. Allen with 4 goals on 6 shots here so far tonight. Allen is 1 for 3 on the power play, and it was a 5-on-3 power play goal. Utah is 1 for 4. They now have a power play goal in 10 of their last 11 games. Of the 21 shots Utah has through 2 periods, Jack Ricketts leads the way with 4. Neil Shea has 3. A bunch of other Grizzlies with 2 shots, including Colby Enns, Evan Friesen, Luke Manning, and Christian Felton. Felton 1 goal on 2 shots. For Allen, Hargrove has 1 goal on 2 shots. Harrison Blaisdell has 2 goals on 2 shots. And Thomas Caron and Colby McCauley each have 1 shot. So Caron is the only guy that's taken a shot in this Allen game that hasn't scored. Hargrove 1 goal on 2 shots. Blaisdell 2 goals on 2 shots. McCauley 1 goal on 1 shot. So what a crazy stat line. I'm not sure if I've seen that this late into regulation, 2 periods in, and a team has only made 2 saves. That's certainly 2 of 6. That's certainly an odd stat line. If you're watching Flow Sports, there's the stats from the second period. Grizzlies, and they are a little bit more liberal with awarding scoring chances. So the Grizzlies have 15 scoring chances of their 21 shots. Allen had 2 scoring chances in the second period. And according to the off-ice officials, all 6 of their shots on goals were considered scoring chances. Faceoffs were pretty close to even in the second period. Utah 12-11. And so for the contest, Allen maintains a slight 20-18 lead. Allen, 3 giveaways in the second period and 5 through 2 periods. Grizzlies 2 giveaways in the second period and 6 through 40 minutes of play. Grizzlies have out-hit the Americans 15-14 through 2 periods. Utah with 4 power play shots and 1 shorthanded shot. Allen with 1 power play shot, and that was Hargrove. 13:02 into the first period, and that one found the back of the net. So see if the Grizzlies have a comeback bid in them. Hey, happy birthday to Patty Fowler. She's sitting right in front of me, high top section 114. So happy birthday, Patty. And we want to give a little bit of a shout-out to somebody who had a birthday on Wednesday, Gavin Wooderick. Turned 18 years old on Wednesday. He was sitting in section 125 on Wednesday, and he turned 18 years old just a couple days ago. Happy birthday to Gavin Wooderick, who turned 18 just a couple days ago. And Patty Fowler is sitting right in front of me in section 114. Happy birthday, Patty. Other action across the league. Let's go over the Mountain Division finals. Kansas City defeats Wichita 1-0. David Cotton scored the lone goal. That was 3:59 into the second period. Jack LaFontaine got a 19-save shutout for the Mavericks. After 2 periods, Rapid City leads Idaho 6-2. Former Grizzly Ryan Wagner scored 19:05 into the second period. Rapid City has goals from 6 different players. Rapid City, 3 goals in the first, 3 in the second. They lead Idaho 6-2. After one period over at Tahoe Blue Event Center, Tahoe leads Tulsa 3-0. Wall, Paliani, and Luke Adam have the Tahoe goals. Other action in the league, Iowa defeats Bloomington 3-2 in overtime. Florida gets a 6-3 win over Savannah. Florida outscored Savannah 2-0 in the third period. Wheeling gets a 5-2 victory over Toledo. And in overtime, South Carolina defeats Greensboro 5-4. Maine defeats Jeff Carr's Norfolk Admirals 3-2. Trois-Rivières, the defending Kelly Cup champions, they defeat Reading 5-1. Orlando gets their second win of the year. They defeat Jacksonville 5-4. In overtime, Cincinnati defeats Kalamazoo 3-2. Also in OT, Fort Wayne defeats Indy 5-4. That game played in Mike Fulta's hometown of Fishers, Indiana. And in overtime, Adirondack defeats Worcester 2-1. So many close games in the league tonight. When we come back, we'll go over some NHL scores. Utah's looking for a third period comeback. Allen leads Utah 4-2. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, and partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
Welcome back to Maverik Center. We're about 6 minutes of real time away from third period action. NHL scores, we went over a few of them during the second period. Stars defeat the Mammoth 4-3. Utah got goals from Logan Cooley, Kevin Rooney, and Jack McBain. But the Dallas Stars got a game-winning power play goal from Wyatt Johnston, 18:33 into the second period. Rantanen and Heiskanen with the assist. Nobody scored in the third frame. Dallas defeats Utah 4-3. Grizzlies NHL affiliate, the Colorado Avalanche, lose 3-2 in a shootout. McKinnon and Landeskog each scored for Colorado. Matt Boldy had the shootout game winner. Tampa Bay defeated Detroit 6-3. No points for Charles Edward Dastu, but he had 29 shifts and was a +1 for Tampa Bay. 6-3 Lightning over the Red Wings. Rangers defeat the Bruins 6-2. Devils shut out the Sabres 5-0. Jake Allen pitched a 42-save shutout for New Jersey. Flames over the Panthers 5-3. Flyers in a shootout defeat the Islanders 4-3. Shootout game winner was scored by Travis Konechny. Blues over the Senators 4-3. Senators are the NHL affiliate of the Allen Americans. Canadians over the Golden Knights 4-1. Montreal's played good hockey as of late. In a shootout, Ducks over the Kings 5-4. Sharks defeat the Canucks 3-2. Capitals over the Maple Leafs 4-2. Hurricanes defeat the Jets 5-1. And in overtime, Pittsburgh got a game winner from Chris Letang 59 seconds in as Pittsburgh defeats Columbus 4-3. One other final, Predators over the Blackhawks 4-3. So a very busy night in the National Hockey League, as I believe there are 15 games on the docket. Busy night in the ECHL as well, and I'm pretty sure tomorrow you will see a bunch of games in both leagues. I'll see if the Grizzlies have a comeback bid in them. It's been fun to see Maxim Barbashev making his Grizzlies debut. Had some immigration issues that kept him out for a while, but he does provide a pretty big body, 6'2", and about 190 pounds. Somebody who can get out in front of the net. And if we're talking about the Connor Kelly goal, and we certainly hope Connor Kelly's okay. He got hit at the very end of the second period and had to be helped off the ice. Kelly scored exactly 19 minutes into the first period. He was in the high slot, fired towards the net. The shot had perfect accuracy, and maybe they would have scored anyway had Costantini had good vision on it, but Barbashev was acting as a pretty good screener right in front of the crease and right in front of Costantini. And I think the Grizzlies especially, and we're not sure how long Tyler Gratton is going to be out. Apparently he was out there for warm-ups, came in from warm-ups, and then may have had a slip and fall type of thing. And, he's out of the lineup. And, it's something to where other Grizzlies are going to have to find a way to step up, especially in front of the net, because that's one of the things Tyler Gratton provides. And once again, we have no clue how long he'll be out of the Grizzlies lineup. If maybe it's just tonight or who knows how long. But you're talking about a guy like Barbashev who can certainly play that role of getting out in front of the net. He's not going to necessarily score a ton of points. He didn't score a lot of points with Bloomington, but he can be a big body and he can certainly make an impact for Utah. He's been on a shift most of the time on a forward line with Neil Shea and Jack Ricketts. And those are certainly two good guys to play next to, especially with your Grizzlies debut. Well, we're about set for third period action. We'll come back in 1 minute and have the third period on the other side. Allen has 4 goals on 6 shots. Grizzlies are pretty much on pace with their average. They have 21 shots through 2 periods. We'll see if the Grizzlies put together a good third period to climb back into this one. Allen leads 4-2 on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
We're about set for third period action here at Maverik Center. We'll see if Utah has a comeback in them as Allen leads Utah 4-2. Got a lot of fun stuff happening in and around Maverik Center for the next few months as the Utah Grizzlies continue their final hunt for a Kelly Cup. Don't forget Hispanic Heritage Night's going to be tomorrow, 7:10 face-off. Get your tickets at UtahGrizzlies.com. We're 15 days away from the final teddy bear toss. Grizzlies had over 5,000 teddy bears last season. We want to see if we can get an even bigger number for the final teddy bear toss. January 17th is going to be Youth Sports Night. Guns and Hoses will be on January 31st. Valentine's Day, the Grizzlies have a home game. Grizzlies Fight Cancer Weekend, February 27th and 28th. March, we'll see Military Night and Wild West Night. In April, there will be Star Wars Night. That's April 4th, and Fan Appreciation Night, which will be the final regular season game in team history. That's April 11th. Grizzlies will start the third period with Shea, Manning, and Ricketts in a defensive pairing of Christian Felton and Luke Salem. Puck is dropped, and we're underway for the third period. And we'll see if Christian Felton's on the ice, although he had to be helped off by a couple Grizzlies at the end of the second period. Shea will sky it in as we're skating 5-on-5 as the Grizzly gets pushed in the side, and that was Manning. As Allen tries to pitchfork it up, but it doesn't go out. Now Shea gets the puck. He's on the right side, dancing back and forth. He'll slide it towards the right corner. As Anania gets it, he'll move it to Warmoth. Warmoth gets it in the side by Manning. As the Americans will loft it out to center ice. McCauley will nudge it ahead. Anania will throw it deep into the Grizzly zone. Shea gets the puck, and he'll tap it ahead looking for Manning. Simmons Fisher will glide it ahead. Simmons Fisher with 2 assists tonight, and he has a +2 through 2 periods. Felton out to Lebster. He'll backhand it to Salem, who's deep in the Grizzly zone. Over to Felton in the far corner of the Grizzly zone. Grizzly skate from right to left in the period. Salem ahead to Ness. It goes off his stick. Simmons Fisher will move it ahead. Out to center ice. Asachuk. He'll drop it for Watts. He'll take a lefty shot that moves wide. Salem guy might have gotten a piece of it. Puck slides from one corner to the other as Asachuk gives a good elbow towards Salem. It was on the back check. Simmons Fisher feeds to the right circle. It's taken away by Felton. Christian Felton will skate out to neutralize now. Glide it towards his left for Genev. Genev throws to the middle of the ice off of Felton's skate. Sharp angled shot right corner. Saved by Costantini. Genev. He'll bounce one off an American. Now Genev gets it back. His shot's blocked by Simmons Fisher's stick. As Blaisdell and hat trick watch will race towards the right side. He gets double teamed. Centering pass is picked up by Hanson Bukata. Asachuk gets it back towards Allen ice. Grizzlies spread the ice. Allen will switch up forwards. 18-11 on a moving clock, third period. Americans lead 4-2. Blue line to blue line feed is off of End's stick. Now the Americans get it to Morrison, who gets a loose puck, skates towards the left point, left corner. Back up top to the point for Sedley. Sedley gets it knifed away. Puck goes back to neutral ice. Allen resets. Fans take up a Let's Go Grizzlies chant. Americans just 6 shots on goal. But somehow they've got a 4-2 lead. Shea will bounce one in deep. Ricketts chases after it, but Sedley gets it off the boards. Sedley gets held up by Ricketts. Ricketts on the back track, trying to get a stick around. Allen still has it deep in their own zone. Anthony Costantini head towards Gildon, who will dump it in. Americans will reshuffle the deck and get a fresh unit on the ice. Felton gets the idle puck behind Kaiser's net, and he'll slide it to his left for Weinstein. Weinstein moves it head towards Allen ice. That's brushed away by Blaisdell back in the Grizzly zone. Weinstein gets it. And he'll skate towards the far corner. Now nudge it ahead. And Shea will bounce one off the boards. Puck goes back to neutral ice. Allen gets towards Warmoth. He's on the right side at center ice. Cross the center red, and he'll zip it in as he fires it off the U of U sign behind Kaiser's net. Weinstein back towards the right corner. He gets pushed to the wall. Warmoth keeps it in the right point. Bill tapping off a Filion stick. Puck slides towards Ananias. Filion tried to split a double team. Now Weinstein gets it. He'll race over the offensive line down the middle. He'll curl the puck towards the right side. Lefty shot by Frieson's blocked. Now Filion. He gets belted by Anania. And the Americans bouncing puck left side. Friesen with a shot. And a left pad saved by Costantini. Now back behind Utah's net. The Grizzly gets held up. Warmoth throws a basketball pick. Watts of the puck. He collides, sticks with Friesen. Now behind the net, Utah gets hit. Anania with the puck. The Americans race out to neutralize. Anania tries to split a double team, but he'll get towards center ice. Kaiser cuts it off at the near goal line. Soft outlet pass to Salem. Now to center ice as Decker decks Lepster. Now falling on his own was Barbashev. This has been a very oddly played game. No doubt about it. A lot of people just falling on their own. A lot of passes just misconnecting. Hargrove behind Utah's net. Try to curl it out in front. He hits the side of the outside of the cage. Crossing center ice is Lepster. He'll dump it in. Barbashev chases after it. Lepster tries to close the gap. Allen spins along the boards. It goes along the near wing. Ends will chase after it. Icing is on Allen. His whistle blows with 15:33 left in the third. Grizzlies a little bit shorthanded on the blue line. They've got 5 defensemen right now. Ends talking things over with Felton. Grizzlies had 17 skaters to start as Tyler Granton was unable to go. Allen going with 18 skaters, but it's been a rare occasion for them. They've been going a little bit shorthanded on their own right. Remember last Saturday, the Grizzlies won a game and they had 15 skaters, 10 forwards and 5 defensemen. Manuel will take the drives out there with Lebster and Barbashev. Utah wins the faceoff. Lebster fires towards the net. Glove save as whistle blows. It looks like Allen made a goaltending change. I don't know what happened to Costantini, but he's out. Making a glove save with his right was David Tendek. So Tendek is in net for Allen. This will be his 4th game of the season. He has 1 shutout in this league and a .934 save percentage. So David Tendek is replacing Marco Costantini in net for the Americans. Braden Simmons-Fisher goes to the box. So we're not sure what happened to Costantini, but he's sitting on the bench, and David Tendek is in net. As Tendek made the stop, and then Barbashev and Decker, and then Simmons-Fisher just cross-checked Barbashev right in the back. And that was spotted by referee Chaz Noche. So David Tendek is in net. He made the last glove save. He replaced Marco Costantini. Allen shorthanded. They'll zip it out to center ice. Hanson Bucata gets the puck. Well, Costantini is sitting on the bench. I'm not sure if it was a coach's decision or whatever the case may be, but Tendek's getting some time in net in this 3rd period. Puck zips along the boards. Neil Shea gets cut off by an American. Allen trying to sky it, instead fanned on it. Players are having a tough time handling the puck. I'm not sure if it's the ice conditions. There was youth games all day on that ice. Shea left side will take a shot and it goes wide over Tendek's right glove. He catches with his right and his stick sides his left. Shea gets it across. It goes out of play into about row 15 of section 103. Hits an aisle seat, and hopefully everybody's okay as that one quickly flew out of play. Somebody's going to go home with a frozen vulcanized rubber disc. Those game pucks are certainly fun as long as you're able to not get hit at a high rate of speed with one. Grizzlies switch up skaters. 1:19 is left in the 3rd period. David Tendek, the former Rapid City Rush goaltenders, in net for the Americans. Grizzlies with 2 shots in the 3rd period. Allen is yet to fire away on Kyle Kaiser. Kaiser has only seen 2 shots since he entered the game. 13:02 into the 1st period. Grizzlies back deep in their own zone. Felton lays it for Ness, who graces across center ice. Ness veers off to the left, steps over the offensive line. Ness gets around 2 Americans. Backhand shot goes wide. Felton right point, dances towards his left. Let's look at the puck back towards the corner now. It's curled back to Felton. Christian Felton backpedals towards the blue line, gets to Geneva. High slot, take a lefty shot. Saved by Tendek. Puck bounces off the stick. Allen gets it. They clear it out. 6 minutes into the 3rd period. And 35 seconds left in Utah's power play. Allen leads 4-2. Ness with the puck. He'll drop it back for Felton. He slides it across left wing to Genev. Danny Genev nudges ahead about 10 feet, trying to get to Timofeyev. Pass went between his legs. Now Allen clears it back towards Kaiser again. Grizzlies 24 shots. They have 2 goals on the combination of Costantini and Tendek and David Tendek. As Grizzlies get challenged to the line right side. Now Genev gets in the left wing. Siren pass. Shea shot saved by Tendek. Boy, Shea just had the puck about ankle high and a great pass by Genev, and Shea just kind of jabbed it, trying to go 5 on Tendek. But the Allen goaltender closed the door. Just a backhand attempt by Shea. Tendek initially bobbled it, but he was able to recover in time to close the door and cover up. 2 seconds left in the power play. The Grizzlies have to be smart to make sure that they occupy Simmons-Fisher. And so Hanson Bucata just kind of hanging out at the Allen line as he knows that at some point he's going to Simmons-Fisher. If Allen wins the faceoff, they might try to loop one ahead for Simmons-Fisher, and Aiden Hanson Bucata is going to be the one that's going to be alert of that. As a draw won by Allen, Simmons-Fisher's out of the box. And the Americans with a gentle push, well, they try to lift one towards Simmons-Fisher, but instead it went out of play. Linesman says it tapped off the glass, so no delay of game. Puck ended up in the Allen bench, and they'll toss one behind their bench to the second row. And a fan in a New York Rangers Hoodie comes away with the puck. They're talking about the game puck, having a good time. They see themselves on the video board and wave at themselves. Draws in the right circle. Allen still leads 4-2. Americans lifted out to the right side. Gillette's able to keep it in. He gets hit from behind by Chrome. Ends will fire it off the backboards. Hustling after it in the left corner. Sedley gets pushed by Christoph Filion. Frees into the area. Hargrove with a hip check on Filion. Allen clears it out to center ice. Ricochets off the far boards. Ends runs it down. He'll pitch it out to neutral ice. John Gillette gets it. He'll skeet to center ice. Gillette will guide it in slowly. As Grizzlies switch up skaters. Filion looking for a loose puck. Allen takes it away. Less than 13 minutes left in regulation. Americans lead 4-2. Up ahead, Allen will tap it off the glass. Salem and neutral ice trying to drive it in, and it's cut off by the Americans. McCauley's been physical. He knocked down Barbashev. Both guys were number 92 for their respective clubs. Allen lofts it towards the Utah line. Bounced off of Weinstein's glove. Blaisdell hat trick watch. Takes a backhand shot. Saved by Kaiser. And he holds on. 12:30 left in the third period. Timeout on the ice. Nobody scored here so far in the third frame. Allen leads 4-2. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
.12 minutes, 30 seconds left in regulation. Allen leads Utah 4-2. That backhand shot taken by Blaisdell was counted as a shot, so the Americans are up to 7 here tonight. Grizzlies with 25 shots. Fans having a good time. A little bit bigger crowd than what we had last night. See if we get the attendance total a little bit later on. Masachuk will take the draw against Manning. Face-off won by the Grizzlies. They're still deep in their own zone, skating from right to left. Lutzer has a glance off his stick. Shea pushes ahead, but it goes off of Manning. Allen moves the head off the stick. It flies deep into the Grizzlies zone. Handsome Yukata runs down behind Kaiser's net. He'll push it to the right corner. Allen gets up top. Americans dance around. Decker fires towards the net. Glove saved by Kaiser. He holds on as he got in the butterfly position, and the backhand catch by Kaiser with 12:10 left in the third. So with that, the Americans have 4 goals on 8 shots. 2 shots for Allen here in the third. Americans average 31.1 shots per game on the season. Grizzlies right about on their average, maybe a little bit higher than their average. They take 29.6 shots per game, and they're up to 25 with 12 minutes and 10 seconds left in the third. Face-off battle's been pretty close to even so far tonight. Grizzlies talking things over. Ness communicating with Danny Genev. Utah's with an odd number of forwards tonight. Now Ness kicked out of the circle. Danny Genev will take the draw. Masachuk goes about 6'6". Genev about 5'6". And the draw won by Utah as they zip it towards the right point. Anthony Costantini fires it wide. Now Spencer Masachuk gets the puck. He'll fake it to Anthony Costantini. He'll slide one towards his left. A glance off of Watt's skate. As Ness will sky it out to center ice. It goes just under the video board. Bounces in the American zone. Allen will tap it off to Timofeyev. Decker saucers it ahead. Center ice, it's cut off by Handsome Yukata. It will pitch it to his right. Ricketts over the offensive line. Gets a side check from an American. Braden Watts back deep in his own zone. Slides it towards Decker, and Decker will rainbow it. As the puck plops at center ice. Weinstein with the puck. He'll move it to his left. Long-range feed, tape to Ricketts, who steps over the offensive line. They'll bounce one towards the right corner. Chase after it. Getting there first, so was Trevor Ladon. The Americans will move it out to center ice. Gildon sweeps one left side. Now looking for a centering pass out in front. And they couldn't hit the cutting Sam Sedley. Puck is clear deep into the Allen zone. No icing. Grizzlies will switch up forwards. We're through 9 minutes of this third period. Nobody has scored in the final frame. Grizzlies in the third period have outshot the Americans 4-2. Shea with the puck. Tried to backhand it ahead. Didn't get very far. Gildon gets it back deep in the Grizzlies zone. Weinstein feed it back towards the far side. Ends. Outlets it to center ice for Shea. Shea throws it back into the Grizzlies zone. Well, Utah just seems a little out of sorts here tonight. Ends out to neutral ice for Barbashev. It goes between his legs. That one was overled for Ricketts. Americans back deep in their own zone. They get it out to neutral ice. Hargrove, the Americans capped over to McCauley. He'll tap it off of Salem. Barbashev's able to look for the puck. Now turnover. Shot. And a save by Kaiser. As Chrome was out in front after a turnover. Kaiser got a piece of it. As he has now stopped 4 of 5 since joining the game. Shea back deep in his own zone. A bounce one off of Warmoth. And Barbashev out to center ice. He'll get it to Hanson Bukata, right wing. AHB to Salem. Salem gets it knifed away, though, by the Americans. Both teams having a tough time generating some offense. Warmoth over the offensive line. Right side dangles back and forth. Stops before he gets to the right corner. Warmoth over to Crone. Crone centers it. Glanced off a Grizzly stick, and that was Salem. Watts in the left corner. Backhands it to Crone. One-timer, and that's blocked. As Hanson Bukata blocked that shot, he gets back to his feet. Simmons Fisher, 2 assists tonight. He might be a star if Allen wins. He gets held up. Watts behind Utah's net, dancing around. Starting pass. Shot. Blocker saved by Kaiser. Rebound shot. And that one sticked away by either Gillette or Salem. Watts feeds it to the far goal line. Shot. Everybody hacking away. And Kaiser covers up. 9:15 left in the third. As the forward line of Watts and Asachuk, as well as Hank Crone, they produced a couple chances. Kaiser was able to hold on, and with that, the Americans are up to 11 shots. 5 of those here in the third period. Or 2 defensemen out in front, but the puck ended up towards Asachuk. And Kaiser looked like he made a pretty good stop out in front of the net. Then Watts tried to jab it towards Crone, and Crone was hacking away, but Kaiser had it covered up. 9:15 left in the third. Still looking for the first goal of this third period. Off the draw left side. Tried to get towards the middle of the ice. Watts had it sticked away by Ricketts. As Utah races out to neutral ice. Lepster veers off to the right, crosses the center red line, steps over the offensive blue, and he'll chip it in. As Braden Simmons Fisher just hit Lepster. It was almost like Lepster was coming up from behind, as Simmons Fisher just kind of rammed his back in towards Lepster, and Lepster went down, but he's back to his feet. Allen dumps it in from center ice. Weinstein over to Lepster, leads Utah with 8 goals this season. Now around center ice, Manning veers off to the left. He's an outstanding skater. Manning skates towards the left corner, look to center it to Lepster, and it's jabbed away by the Americans. The puck slides back to center ice. Grizzlies back in their end. 8.5 minutes left in the third. Ends had a glance off his stick. Allen back towards the right corner. Boy, looks like players on both sides are having a tough time handling the puck tonight. There are games, youth games all day today. Ice just seems a little overused. Sedley, right side shot saved by Kaiser. Rebound, Grizzlies do a great job. Felton in particular boxing out Maxwell. Now dancing around Thomas Cron towards the left wing boards. Ends, throws him to the wall. Maxwell sweeps it from one corner to the other. As dancing around, Costantini, the brother of Marco Costantini. We're not sure if Costantini sitting on the bench, so it might not be an injury, but Tendek's out there for the third period for Allen. Genev out towards center ice. He'll move it ahead about 40 feet. A glance off of Ness's skate. As Allen skates around Tendek's net. The goaltender of record is Marco Costantini, unless the Grizzlies can score twice here in the third period. AHB with a good defensive play, poking it away from Braden Watts. As Grizzlies race skating from left to right. Griffin Ness dangles back and forth. They'll chip it to his left. Utah for the offensive line. As Timofeyev cycles it around the boards. Big time hit delivered by Ness. He's been more and more physical over the last couple weeks. Grizzlies back deep in their own zone. AHB. He'll saucer it out to center ice. Tape to tape to Ness. Ness will bounce one in like a basketball, and so come off the ice for a change. Good shift by Griffin Ness. About 7 minutes left in the third period. Allen leads 4-2. Jay behind the net, hitting is starting to pick up quite a bit here in the third period. Shea sauces it up top to Salem at the line. Salem with a lefty shot that goes wide. Now centering pass, Ricketts shot, kick saved by Tendek. The Americans clear it out. Allen makes a full line change. Grizzlies will switch up a couple forwards. Timofeyev comes off. Ricketts spins it around the boards. 6.5 minutes left in the third period. Ricketts kicks it like a soccer ball. He's near the Grizzlies bench. He gets around Hargrove. Ricketts crosses the center red line. Plops towards Barbashev. He gets it tapped away out to center ice. Grizzlies force it back in. Puck reams around the boards. Simmons Fisher, big time hit delivered on Barbashev. Icing is on Allen. Barbashev raced after Simmons Fisher, and Simmons Fisher just kind of lit up Barbashev. Braden Simmons Fisher has been a physical presence tonight for Allen. And with his size at 6'7", 225 pounds, you kind of expect that. So Draws going to be over in the left circle. Utah's outshot Allen 26-12. Friesen will take the draw against Spencer Asachuk. Trevor Ledon just kind of nudged Gillette in the back towards linesman Tyler Keston. Face-off won by the Americans. Simmons Fisher will pitch it up but not out. As Gillette and Filion battle with Simmons Fisher, Ledon cycles it around and goes over the stick of ends and bounces back in the Grizzlies zone. Aiden Hansen-Buchanan, less than 6 minutes left, will direct one towards Friesen left wing. Friesen gets around Simmons Fisher. Friesen keeps his balance. Centering pass goes all the way towards Tendek, who sticked it away. Tendek's been here at Maverik Center as a member of the visiting team when he was with Rapid City. As Allen lofts it out to center ice, Grizzlies force it back in. Puck around the boards. Filion holds up Ledon. Now Simmons Fisher gets physical once again. Weinstein tries to get around two skaters. Now Allen comes in 3-on-2. Asachuk drops it off as the Americans towards the left side. Lefty shots blocked. And that was Blaisdell taking the shot. He's got 2 goals tonight, both of them in the first period. Murray with the puck. He'll move it to his left. Allen dangles. Toe drag. Shot goes wide. As Asachuk had a pretty good look. He had Kaiser off balance. Glove side a little bit. As Asachuk scored towards the left side. Gets up top. Sedley over towards Anthony Costantini. Back up top to Sedley, who's in the high slot. Sedley will move to his right. He's now on the right point. Sedley will bounce one in towards the Utah backboards on one hop of the ice. Cron, less than 5 minutes, over to Asachuk. Shot, glanced off of Kaiser's glove and slides towards the right corner. As Sedley gets spun around by Filion. Puck behind Utah's net. Weinstein throws it out to center ice. Allen resets. Grizzlies in a bad need of a line change. Switch up forwards. Karan dances around to the right wing, gets up top to Sedley. He'll get it across. Warmoth, who's had a good game, will take a righty shot. Saved by Kaiser. Puck slides back to the right wing. Sedley to the right side, just about the same spot he scored the overtime game-winning assist late in regulation. Now Warmoth, left side, righty shot, saved by Kaiser. Rebound back to the right wing. Now Gildon, he'll take a lefty shot, and he sails it high and out of play with 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in the third. Allen leads 4-2 on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 38th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to thank everyone in attendance for your support of ECHL hockey. The ECHL would also like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; Athletic Knit, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2026 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Hotel Planner, official hotel reservations partner; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider; Prolific One, exclusive secondary ticketing partner; and Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2026 ECHL All-Star Classic. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to flowhockey.tv.
4 minutes and 20 seconds left in regulation. Allen leads Utah 4-2. Grizzlies have outshot the Americans 26-15. Allen's put together a bit of an onslaught of shots on goal. They had 6 shots through 2 periods, so they already have 9 here so far in the third frame. Draw one by the Americans are in the offensive zone. Warmouth fires towards the net. It gets redirected by a couple bodies in the right circle. Grizzlies skate from right to left as we see it from high top section 114. As the Grizzlies will plop one deep into the American zone. Icing on Utah. And 4:07 left in regulation. Same teams tomorrow night. 6:50 pregame show, 7:10 face-off. There's only been one penalty in the third period. Braden Simmons-Fisher got a cross-checking minor. Allen is 1 for 3 on the power play. Utah is 1 for 5. Jack Ricketts leads Utah with 5 shots. Neil Shea has 4. Both Ricketts and Shea have 1 assist tonight. Haven't seen Connor Kelly in the third period as he got injured at the very latter portion. In fact, right at the very end of the second period, he got hit and went down. Not even sure. It looked like we couldn't even really tell if it was an upper or lower body injury. It just looked like he was hurt pretty bad enough to where he was carried off. Face-off slides towards Kaiser. He brushed it with his stick back towards the far corner. Grizzlies race out to center ice. Shea will dump it in. Grizzlies might be more aggressive in trying to pull their goaltender a little bit earlier down 2. Hanson Buchanan battles with Hargrove. Hargrove back after a 2-game suspension. The Allen captain. Shea takes it away from Hargrove. Still faked it to throwing it to the other corner. Now gets up top to Hanson Buchanan. Yes, he'll get it back in deep. As Tendek looks over his right shoulder. Tendek is goaltending in the third period, replacing Marco Costantini. But Costantini would be the winning goaltender unless the Grizzlies score 2 here in the third period to tie it up. And the goaltender of record for the Grizzlies would be Dylan Wells, and that is unless the Grizzlies can get a goal here late in regulation. And then if the Grizzlies get their third goal of the night, then Kaiser would be the goaltender of record as he was in there for what would have been the game winner. Kaiser's going to race off. Shea, left side, shot saved by Tendek, and he holds on. Now we get some pushing and shoving out in front of the net. And it's a bit of a hullabaloo as Colby McCauley getting after it with Sage Weinstein. McCauley got his helmet knocked off. That gets the fans a little bit excited. They love seeing that stuff after the whistle, and really most of it just comes down to getting that real estate out in front of the net. And if you're the Grizzlies, obviously you want to find a way to just keep working your way in front of the net. And we saw there the Kelly goal in the first period where they had screened Costantini, and that was a big factor and a big reason as to why Kelly was able to score the goal. And they're late in the whistle. Looked like Tendek had covered up, and there really wasn't much that Weinstein was going to do except for just make sure there wasn't a loose puck, and then Weinstein and McCauley went after it after the whistle. No penalties either way. It looks like Utah is going to use their one timeout with 3 minutes and 1 second left in the third. As Ryan Anderson, the Grizzlies assistant coach, has the clipboard out. So timeout Grizzlies. If you joined us late, Allen scored 3 goals in their first 4 shots. Harrison Blaisdell scored twice, 5:01 and 8:11 into the first. Braden Simmons-Fisher had 2 assists in the first period. Asachuk and Warmouth also with first period assists. Colton Hargrove scored a 5-on-3 power play goal, 13:02 in. Watson Sedley picked up the assist, and with that, Dylan Wells, who got the start tonight, was pulled in favor of Kaiser. Wells stopped 1 of 4. Kaiser so far has stopped 10 of 11. Grizzlies got on the board, even 19 minutes into the first period. It's Connor Kelly with his first pro goal. He was injured at the end of the second period. Shea and Ricketts with the assists. Utah got a power play goal, 6:30 into the second. Felton is second of the year. Timofeyev and Genev with the assists. That made it a 3-2 game. Allen scored 15:05 into the second. McCauley with his second of the year. Chrome picked up his 7th assist. There's a fan chugging a beer on Flow Sports. And on the video screen, he's proud of himself. He's having a good time. So Utah's net's empty, down 4-2. We'll see if the Grizzlies have a miracle on them. Utah wins the draw shot saved by Tendek. Allen will fire it off the far wing boards, and it's going to slide towards the empty net, and it's going to miss. And icing is on Allen. 2:50 left in the third. Grizzlies 10 shots in the first, 11 in the second, 6 in the third. Allen 4 shots in the first, 2 in the second, and 9 in the third. So believe it or not, the Americans have outshot the Grizzlies 9-6 here in the third period. Shea and Ricketts are each tied for the club lead with 5 shots. Manning will take the face-off It's won by Utah. Handsome Yukata, left point. He gets to Shea, left goal line, who dances around. Shea spins, now feeds it back up top to Handsome Yukata. He directs it back to Shea just outside the left circle. Shea trying to sweep one out towards Ricketts. Now right side, righty shot, and that one glances out of play. And it looked like Tendek's post came undone. 2:35 left in the third period. Still 4-2 Allen. Same teams tomorrow night. 6:50 pregame show, 7:10 face-off. Your tickets, UtahGrizzlies.com. Fans in front of us are having a good time here in Section 114. Grizzlies games are always a fun time. There should be no college football action, at least locally, as BYU plays at 11 o'clock tomorrow. University of Utah got a victory. I think Utah State ended up losing by a point to Boise State earlier today over in Logan. Puck slides towards the right corner after the Grizzlies won the faceoff. It hits a stanchion as they're trying to get to Timofeyev. Watts in the area, hacking away along with Sedley. Time is on Allen's side, 2:20 on a moving clock. Grizzlies come out with a puck. Timofeyev gets a pass Manning, who hustles after a loose puck. Manning gets hit in the side by Anania. Now the puck's reversed back to the right corner. Lebster gets the puck, dances back and forth. He'll throw it behind the net. Timofeyev back to Lebster. Lebster chips it out in front, tough angle, and it's cut out by Tendek. Lebster got it about waist high as he was over in the right corner, just kind of tried to saucer it to Timofeyev, who was looking to bat it in, but Tendek was able to catch it about waist high and hold on. Kind of an easier play for Tendek to catch, considering he catches with his right. We're not entirely sure. Costantini is just sitting on the bench. Can't imagine it was a coach's decision, considering that Costantini has played pretty well. That Costantini in the first two periods saved, well, the box score still has Costantini listed as the goaltender. Siren pass is tipped away as they try to get Friesen out in front. Utah still in the offensive zone. Goaltender pulled, a minute 45 left. As Genev gets it across, now back to Friesen. Shot saved by Tendek. Genev with the puck, will throw up behind Allen's net. Ness trying to kick it out in front. A glance off the stick. Tendek covers up. A minute 34 is left in regulation. So Grizzlies will have another offensive zone draw. So Grizzlies will switch things up. Time is running out on Utah. It's the 9th of 10 games for the Grizzlies in the month of November. Utah right now is 4-3-1 in the month. They are 4-2 on the road. Grizzlies have been a tough road team. It's kind of reminiscent of what the New York Rangers had going for them the first month and a half, where they were strong on the road and had a tough time winning at home. Manning will take the face-off once again. Grizzlies have outshot the Americans. Off the draw, Ricketts shot saved by Tendek. And he will hold on as the puck bounced off his shoulder, then bounced in the crease, and Tendek was able to cover up. A minute 30 left in the third period. If you're looking for bright spots for the Grizzlies, Jack Ricketts has certainly been among them. He now leads Utah with 6 shots on goal. He came into play with 7 points in his last 4 games. He had a first period assist. Neil Shea's got a point in 7 of his last 8 games with a first period assist. Manning will take the faceoff once again. Utah's net stays empty as the Grizzlies win the draw. Handsome Yukata over towards Shea, who gets hit in the back. Ricketts trying to hold his ground against Hargrove, trying to jump free. As Ricketts gets bounced to the ice and he gets back to his feet. Manning over in the left corner, surveys, trying to start to Timofeyev, glanced off the stick. Ricketts over on the right side, slides it up top. A minute 10 left in regulation. Utah's down 4-2. Shea's over in the left circle, up top to Handsome Yukata. He fires lefty shot and it goes wide. Glove side. Missed the net on Tendek. Now down the middle, Timofeyev. Righty shot was a changeup, and that one missed high as puck back to neutral ice. Lebster tried to carry it back in. Karan arguing the faceoff should go back into the Grizzlies zone. In fact, 2 Americans are arguing it. So it looks like a draw. Those just going to be at neutral ice. 52.6 seconds left in the third period. Nobody has scored in this third frame. The Americans maintain a 4-2 lead. We certainly hope that Connor Kelly's okay. The Grizzlies have picked up quite a few injuries here defensively over the last couple weeks. As Noah Gansky's out with an injury. Avery Winslow's been out since the 4th game of the year with an upper body injury. So tomorrow, if Kelly can't go, I imagine we'll see Kabori Dunn make an appearance for the first time in his second stint as a Grizzly. Played in 7 games with Worcester last season. As the Americans will bounce one deep into the Grizzly zone. It slides along the far wing wall, and icing's going to be on Allen. As the clock stops with 40.3 seconds left in the third. We had mentioned at the top, one of the things that both teams have had is to be a stronger defensive team. Allen has certainly accomplished that. They averaged more than 4 goals a game allowed last season. So far, just 3.3 goals per game. Grizzlies came into play allowing 3.1 goals per game. So both teams have been a little bit better on the defensive side of things. Draw one by the Grizzlies. Salem gets it towards Felton. Felton dancing around in a college-style mask in front of his face. The Grizzlies trying to get towards Friesen. It's sticked away by Watts. Now Friesen gets pushed in the back by Sedley. Now right side, righty shot, saved by Tendek. Now right, left side. Felton righty shot, saved by Tendek. He holds on as the whistle blows with 20.5 seconds left in the third. So Grizzlies just about at their average in terms of shots. And in fact, they've passed their average in shots. They average 29.6 shots per game. And with that shot that Felton took from the left wing, Utah now has 31 shots. That was 17th best in the league, shots per game. It's David Tendek. And if the Grizzlies don't tie it up, winning goaltender will be Marco Costantini. It will be his 5th win of the year. Kind of an interesting quirk of the Grizzlies do get 1 goal, and that would mean that Kaiser would be the goaltender of record, as well as allowed 3 goals in the first 13 minutes and 4 seconds of the first period. So they might add a little bit of time. There's 20.5 seconds left in the third. It looks like that's going to be the time on the clock. Draw is going to be over in the left circle. Luke Manning will take the draw against Spencer Asachuk. Allen hasn't yet really gotten anything close towards an empty net. There was one time they tried to get it out towards the empty net and missed wide. Draw one by Utah, but Tyler Keston, the linesman, says we'll do it over again. So 19.7 seconds left in the third. We lost 0.8 of a second. They're going to have to put that back on. And they do put that time back on the clock. Same teams tomorrow night. Well, Utah appears to hope to salvage the third game of the series tomorrow evening. Grizzlies win the draw. Webster all sorts of momentum. Right side shot saved by Tendek. Boy, Shea had a good look from the left side, but just missed. Timofeyev centers it. Asachuk will throw it to the empty net. 7 seconds left. It misses the empty net. Icing on Allen with 6.3 seconds left. But it looks like it's going to be an Americans' victory as their record will go to 6-6-3 on the year. Grizzlies will fall to 7-8-2. So it looks like tomorrow's game will determine whether it's going to be a winning record or not. And with 6 seconds left, it looks like Kaiser's actually going to come back in net. So Kaiser's back in net with 6 seconds left in the third. So tomorrow's game will determine whether the Grizzlies have a winning month of November, as after tonight they will be 4-4-1 through 9 games of the 10 that they will play in November. 2 seconds left, and now we'll do it. Allen comes away with the victory as both teams exchange some words and a bit of a push. And now after the final horn sounds, Jack Ricketts went after somebody, and Allen American cross-checked the Grizzly in the back as everybody's found a dance partner of sorts. An American's dragging down, and he has Luke Manning in a headlock. Asachuk and Ricketts continue their battle, and we've got a full-on brawl. And you know to expect this when the Allen Americans are in town. Caron and Ricketts look like they're tying it up. Chaz Noche is pleading for everybody to head off the ice. Steve Martinson is patting Asachuk in the back. Now Martinson's yelling at Tyler Keston. Kaiser standing at center ice, and he wants to get after it with Tendek if possible. The officials now separate both teams. And you wonder where this kind of fight was in the last 2.5 hours. But nevertheless, that sets the scene for what should be an interesting game tomorrow night. Final score, Allen 4, Utah 2, as Chaz Noche is pleading for the Americans to head to the locker room. There's about 5 or 6 Americans standing in front of their bench. And the Grizzlies, Luke Manning talking things over. He's not necessarily a vocal guy, but he's got some words for the Allen bench. Martinson kind of tells his guys to come off the ice. But that does set a very interesting scene. It looked like right at the buzzer, somebody cross-checked Jack Ricketts in the back, and I think that's what started it. When the Allen Americans are in town, they're about as old school of a club in terms of style of play as there is currently going on in the league. And now the 3 officials are trying to get both teams to go to the locker room. They are pleading with the Americans. They're pleading with the Americans more than the Grizzlies to go to the locker room. Anybody that wasn't on the ice, the final buzzer for the Grizzlies, is still standing or sitting on the bench. And now it looks like both teams will cease and desist and head to the locker room. As we said, make sure to get your tickets for tomorrow night. You never know what's going to happen. Utah's looking to salvage the 3rd game of the series, and if the chippiness ensues into tomorrow's game, Steve Martinson now having some words for the Grizzlies bench. This is going to be an interesting scene for tomorrow. We certainly hope that Connor Kelly's okay. He got injured at the end of the 2nd period. Neither team scored in the 3rd period. Allen defeats Utah 4-2. So I guess we'll start the post-game story as fans are filing out of Maverik Center. It was just one of those that the Americans got off to such a quick lead, and the Grizzlies had to play catch-up the rest of the way. Attendance was an even 4,000. Exactly 4,000 people were in attendance here at Maverik Center. Not 4,001, not 3,999. Attendance was 4,000. Allen took a quick 3-0 lead. Harrison Blaisdell made it a 1-0 game. He scored 5:01 into the contest. Asachuk and Simmons Fisher picked up the assist, even though I think it was exactly 6 minutes into the first period, even though the box score has it as 5:01 in. And then Blaisdell scored 8:11 in with Warmoth and Simmons Fisher getting the assist. So Simmons Fisher with assists in each of Allen's first 2 goals. Colton Hargrove scored a 5-on-3 power play goal, 13:02 in. That made it a 3-0 game. Watson Sedley picked up the assist. Congratulations to Connor Kelly. He scored his first professional goal from the high slot exactly 19 minutes into the first period. Shea and Ricketts with the assists. Utah outshot Allen 10-4 in the first period and 32-15 for the contest. But it was the Americans that had a 3-1 lead after 1 period. Utah scored a power play goal to try to climb back into it. 6:30 in. Felton scored from the left wing. It was a righty shot for his 2nd goal of the year. Timofeyev and Genev with the assists. Then Colby McCauley scored a 2nd of the year, 15:05 in, with Hank Chrome picking up the assists. So that made it a 4-2 game, and that's where it stood throughout the remainder of regulation. Then at the very end, things got pretty chippy between the Americans and Grizzlies. Looked like an American cross-checked a Grizzly in the back, and Ricketts and the rest of the Grizzlies that were on the ice just kind of took after it. And that tomorrow that might set the scene for what should be a chippy game tomorrow. I think that the Grizzlies fans were hoping, especially after that hit. And, we don't know if it was a clean hit. Probably was a clean hit that just caught Kelly the wrong way. And so Kelly picked up an injury. But if you're the Grizzlies, whether it was a clean hit or not, you got to find a way physically to respond a little bit tighter than that. And with that, it's Grizzlies didn't commit a single penalty in the 3rd period. You're trying to battle back down 2, but you wonder if tomorrow is going to be the time. And, retribution isn't something you see as much in today's game, but you got to wonder if that's going to be in store for tomorrow night. For watching on Flow Sports, there's the highlights of the game from start to finish. Grizzlies did have some good looks. Special teams played a factor. Allen was 1 for 3 on the power play. Utah was 1 for 5. The Grizzlies now have a power play goal in 10 of their last 11 games. Jack Ricketts led the way with 6 shots for Utah. Neil Shea had 5 shots. Both guys had 1 assist. If Connor Kelly can't go, then I imagine Kabori Dunn will make his Grizzlies 2025-26 debut, and this is his 2nd stint as a Grizzly. Tyler Grant was originally listed in the starting lineup, but did not play. We were told he actually got hurt after warm-ups. Once he had left the ice, that's when he got hurt, was in the Grizzlies locker room. So we're not sure how long he'll be out, but Hopefully he'll be back in the Grizzlies lineup soon. There was a fight with Troy Murray and Christian Felton as Weinstein got blasted along the boards. There's the Connor Kelly goal if you're watching on Flow Sports. It was a one-timer from the high slot. Barbashev acting as a screen. Costantini didn't have vision on it. And Barbashev didn't get a piece of it. Connor Kelly found the back of the net. And for the Grizzlies, you were hoping that was going to spark a comeback bid, and it really did for a little bit. Utah got a power play, and then Felton with the power play goal 6:30 into the second period. And, at that point, it was a one-goal game, and it stayed a one-goal game for about 8.5 minutes. Then, obviously McCauley picked up the insurance goal, 15:05 in. Hargrove's 5-on-3 power play goal turned out to be the game winner, 13:02 in. And after Hargrove's 5-on-3 goal, Wells was pulled for the extra attacker. Dylan Wells is the goaltender of record as his record falls to 3-4-2 on the season. Allen, at some point early in the third period, or maybe even at the start of the third period, Costantini was replaced by Tendek. Costantini is the goaltender of record as he goes to 5-4-3 on the season. Tendek in the third period stopped all 11 shots that he saw. As there's a second period goal if you're watching on Flow Sports by McCauley, as he just had the puck inside the right circle and fired it stick side past Kaiser. That was the last goal of the game. Action pretty physical throughout, and you kind of wonder if we're going to see a lot of that tomorrow night. Fans doing the 6-7. As Timofeyev, there was a good chance there the Grizzlies had Timofeyev with a breakaway late in the second period. He was denied by Costantini, and I'm not sure. Costantini played a good first two periods, and so it couldn't have been. He stopped 19 of 21, so it couldn't have been due to him not playing well, because he certainly played well enough to play the third period, so it must have been an injury of sorts. Maybe it was him extending his left pad out a little bit to deny Timofeyev. As you see Tendek with the glove save, and there was a cross-check by Simmons Fisher, and I think right at the buzzer was one of those cross-checks, and that's what started the post-game hullabaloo, as both teams got very animated. It doesn't take a whole lot for Steve Martinson to get animated, and he was getting after it. Vocally, it looked like with the Grizzlies bench towards the end as both teams were coming off the ice. Play got pretty physical, and the Grizzlies are kind of one of the smaller teams in the league. Allen, does like to play a little bit more of that old school style. They do have one of the bigger rosters in the league, and with that, if you're going to have a big roster, you're going to have to play big and play physical, and the Americans have done that so far in this series. And really, if you're going to play Allen, you're going to have to find a way to just hold your ground. As they continue to show highlights for watching on Flow Sports. Utah had some good looks on David Tendek in the third period, but he made 11 key saves in the third. The goaltender of record is Marco Costantini, and if you're watching, there's the little bit, and then it was a Grizzly hitting an American. Oh, that's what started it. It was Lebster kind of nudging an American in the back, then an American went back to hit Lebster, and that's where it was on. Lebster, Manning tried to take it up, and then it looked like Manning was put in a headlock. Cron and Ricketts kind of mixed things up after the buzzer. And then Kaiser kind of went towards center ice. He kind of gave Tendek a look, and Tendek never looked at Kaiser, probably fearing that if he did look at him, that he'd be talked into something. We've seen 3 goaltender fights here in the last 7 years. We didn't see a fourth. But I got to imagine if the Grizzlies want to come away with 2 standings points tomorrow, and obviously it's not going to mean everything to hold your ground physically, but you're going to have to find a way to do that against an Allen Americans team that likes to play that style. And obviously with Connor Kelly going down with an injury, and we can't assume it was along the near wing board, so we didn't really see the nature of the hit all that well. We got to assume it was a clean hit. Unfortunately, it did knock out Kelly for the rest of the game. We're not sure about his availability tomorrow. It did look like he was injured. It looked like he was injured quite a bit. I'm not really sure. It didn't look like, couldn't tell if it was an upper body or lower body. We do know he did miss a game with an injury last Saturday, so he has been probably playing less than 100%, getting it out for the Grizzlies, and certainly was a great night for him scoring his first pro goal. And I'm not saying you just start tomorrow's game with the line brawl, but you got to find a way to hold your ground physically. I know that Allen's got a bit of a size advantage, but you're just going to have to find a way to do it. Because if you want to beat the Americans, you're going to have to at least hold your ground physically and maybe then utilize our speed. Grizzlies from end to end might have a quicker team, might have a faster team, but The Americans did a good job playing their style tonight, and they did a good job playing their style and their brand of hockey on Wednesday night, and that's a big part as to why they've won the first 2 games of this series. 3 stars of the game. Third stars, the game-winning goal scorer, and that was Colton Hargrove. It was his second goal of the season. It was a 5-on-3 power play goal, but it was the game winner, as he's the third star. Second star goes to Braden Simmons-Fisher, who had 2 first-period assists, and the number 1 star is Harrison Blaisdell, who scored the first 2 goals of the game. We'll see what happens tomorrow night. And if you were intrigued by what happened at the end of regulation, hey, you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. Just because you see something a little bit physical one night doesn't necessarily mean that the next game is going to be that way, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's not going to be that way either. So make sure to get your tickets and catch us tomorrow night, 6:50 pregame show, 7:10 face-off, but we want to see you here at Maverik Center. That'll just about wrap things up once again in 2 hours and 29 minutes in front of a crowd of exactly 4,000. No, it's not 4,001, and no, it's not 3,999. Exactly 4,000 people are here at Maverik Center tonight as the Allen Americans defeat the Utah Grizzlies 4-2. Tomorrow will determine if Utah has a winning month. They're 4-4-1 through 9 out of 10 games in the month of November. Get your tickets to UtahGrizzlies.com. It will be a Hispanic Heritage Night. The Grizzlies will wear specialty jerseys for the occasion. Once again, in 2 hours and 29 minutes, in front of a crowd of exactly 4,000, the Allen Americans get a 4-2 victory. Utah got goals from Connor Kelly, his first as a pro, and Christian Felton, his second as a professional. You've been tuned in to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network. I'm Tyson Whiting, and I'm just pursuing my dream. Good night, everybody.